The honey badger is a fascinating creature. We caught up with the most famous honey badger on the edge of the Everglades. It's called Kendall.
Emilio, the honey badger!
Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Honey Badger Hour.
Hey, Emilio, good to see you, dude.
Thanks for coming down to the podcast. We appreciate it.
I'm honored to be here. I love it. This is quite a studio.
Hey, we're doing our best, man.
Yeah, shit. This is off the chain, bro. This is for real, bro. Damn, you gotta do porn and shit in here like this. Not that I have experience, but call me later. Anyways.
Tremendo podcast.
Tremendo podcast. No.
Man, we were just talking before. I didn't know you've been to Phuket before.
Yes. Yeah, I've been to Thailand. I've been to Cambodia. During the day, I'm a teacher, professor at Miami Dade, and I got to teach in China one summer. And then when it was done, I wanted to go to Thailand, like every American wants to go to Thailand. But I wanted to see the different cultures in Thailand. So I went by myself, and I just no agenda, just a few days in Bangkok, which is cool, but I wanted to go, and I got on a bus, with the Thai people, and I paid like $3, and it took me all the way to the Cambodian border, and I got off in towns and made friends, and just, it was a great, one of the great experiences of my life, yeah.
Oh my God! You take the little white vans.
Yes,
the little white vans. To go to Cambodia, like the little border visas, vans.
Yeah.
The little visa run vans.
Yes.
How with a bunch of foreigners in there, right?
And when you get to the border town, you drive all night long.
Yes.
And they drop you off at this freaking sorry.
No, you're all right.
They drop you off at the border and okay, we can't take you over the border. You're gonna get off here, and you're gonna follow this man down the street. Do you know what I'm talking about? And then when you get across the border, to be someone that goes like this,
and you go
to a different van. You go to a different, or I don't know what it was.
Yes.
And it's like 5 o'clock in the morning on the Cambodian border, and there's all these people that are begging, and
and I'm like this white guy lost, and the guy's like, come this way, and other guy's like, hey, come this way. It was just crazy, wild shit, and I felt so alive. You know what I mean?
Yes, bro. When you were
alive.
Yes.
I made it. And you go through the border and you're they're doing, it's no joke,
Yeah, man. You're going through you put your bag through metal detectors that
don't
even
yes.
From the 80s, you're like, does this thing even work,
No, man. It was intense, and there were lots of people there in the middle. I mean,
you get random foreigners, right?
Random
Russian guys, Russian guys.
Yes, and even families traveling. It was something. It was intense. I never forget it. I mean, 9 hours. I could have taken an airplane with 45 minutes, but I took the bus, the van, the little white visa run business. And some of them are bigger vans, and they have little curtains on the windows and shit.
I love those.
Fascinating.
Yes, man.
It really was. Thailand is an amazingly interesting country. It's a huge country, too.
It's huge, right? One of the interesting things about Thailand, it's never been colonized.
That's correct.
That's correct. Thai people are very Thai.
Very Thai, very proud, and they should be. They've never really been conquered. The Japanese occupied part of them for a few years, but no, they're really the only ones that resisted China and all of that.
Yeah.
And they're very friendly.
Yep.
Very friendly, super friendly, and many people there speak English too, which I thought was good.
Which is crazy. I lived there for 8 years, and I didn't have to speak Thai.
I didn't know you lived there 8 years.
Yeah, man. Between Thailand and Singapore. Mm-hmm. So I went to Thailand for 1 month, really, just a 6-week vacation.
Yep.
And I went over there to go learn Muay Thai, because that's the land
which
of
I've
the
seen.
limbs,
I've been,
right?
of course.
Yeah.
I have a whole video of it. It's incredible.
So I might have fought in the stadium. Did you go to the fights in Phuket?
No, I went in Railay Beach, which is down.
Railay Beach, yeah.
Which is in Krabi.
In Krabi, yeah, I've been there before. Krabi's beautiful, bro.
Krabi's amazing.
Ooh, you can buy joints at the reggae bar and just sit on a thing right there and just
They had shakes with mushrooms in it.
Oh, that's yeah, bro.
So tourist, but it was incredible. And
yes, bro.
And people there like to have fun. You know what I mean?
You seen the fire show people?
Of course. Most of them are Australians, but I saw them all.
Yes.
It was like the movie The Beach Gone Bad. But it was an amazing experience. And there's a lot of tourism there. But if you make some Thai friends, they'll take you to the real. I met some great musicians there. I met amazing people there.
It's a real eclectic group. It's a lot of travelers and people from all over the world.
People,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, and people love Thailand. I never realized that. Like, a lot of people, it's their favorite country. So, I understand why. Shit, I went there for a little bit and never left. You know, I kind of got a little
I could
stuck.
see why. And it was not too expensive, really. I mean, you can make $1 to go a long way there, if you're willing to, It was great.
Did you teach?
I hope to go back. No. I didn't teach in Thailand. I was just there I had like a month off, and I just traveled all throughout.
That's the way you got to do it. It's not
Cambodia.
enough. It's not enough, though, right?
No, it's not enough.
It's crazy, right?
No, it's not enough. You can't see you can't even see a big city in a week, really.
Yeah, that's wild.
But I saw the Muay Thai fighting. I was right there. It was just.
And they're very respectful when they fight, right? You notice
Very
that with the Thai
respectful,
people?
and they played the music the whole time.
Yeah, where they're like,
Yes.
Yeah, and then the music, the rounds go on, the music picks up faster and
Picks
faster.
up faster, and they were like, people were like, oh, they're just doing it for. No, these were kids were 21 or something, and they were serious.
Oh man, yeah.
And I mean, this one kid got knocked right the F out. I mean, bam,
Out
right in
cold.
front of me, right in front of me. He was out. He was like, ugh. And I just had so much, but respect. There was respect. There was and then when they were done, they,
Yeah, they hug and stuff like this, and they go back.
it was
right?
very, very, very impressive. It was really cool, and that's the first time I really learned about it.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
I can't believe that you did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can,
but man, like I said, I went over there for 6 weeks, and then I got a job in Singapore teaching.
Wow, that's great. Teaching English?
Teaching jiu-jitsu.
Oh, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, because I was pretty decent in the wrestling and jiu-jitsu from America. And then my buddy, who had already had the gig before me, he didn't want to go back to Singapore because it was kind of a tough gig. Like, you have to live in the gym. It's not a lot of pay, but you get to do. I get to do what I trained for work.
Sure.
So I was like, it was
it's
worth
free training. It's free gym.
It was free training, and I get, for the first time ever, I get paid to do what I've always loved for my hobby, right? So I was like, yeah, I went for it. And then living in Singapore kept me able to stay in Asia. So then I was able to bounce back. So I had a little job, and then
That's the key. And so many people do that there, right? Like the expats, they go there.
Expat, yeah.
They find a little job, and it keeps them just enough alive so they can go jump off to the Philippines or wherever they want to go. You know? And if you're single and you don't have any commitments and you're passionate about your thing, fuck yeah, that's I wish I could just go there. Right? I could. I wish I could. But
you could probably teach online if you ever want to say F it and go for it. You know
I don't
what I'm
want
saying?
to teach. I like being there.
But if you go, I can line you up with some comedy out there.
Oh man, that would be.
We can do a little tour. We should do a little tour.
I did comedy in China. I did.
Oh no way. Oh yeah. So I was
did
going to ask
in
you.
Shanghai.
Shanghai is beautiful.
Yeah, but they were English speaking crowd, expats there. But that was in the BC days before COVID.
Yes, that's me too. Me too.
Now they won't even like you can't even really go there.
No, I got a 10-year visa to China. So
me too.
I was a Chinese. Oh yeah, so you must have got it like around
2019,
14.
No, 19. I got it right before COVID. Right, there was nothing. Well, you had to go to the embassy in the Houston or whatever the fuck it was, and they had to do. It was, but yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Wow, so you went to Shanghai just for holiday, not to go teach or
No, I
nothing.
worked in Shanghai.
Oh, so you went to go work and
for like
teach
a month and a half.
Shanghai is beautiful, right?
Amazing.
You got WeChat and everything.
Well, WeChat. I learned all about WeChat.
It's a life, right?
I still have WeChat. I'm being monitored by the communist government right now.
My WeChat's on my Thai phone, so I haven't put it on my iPhone.
Oh my
you know
God, WeChat! I fucked so much. I mean, I talked to so many people through WeChat.
Oh yeah, people don't know. They got Tinder on it. You can just.
Oh no, you don't know. Happy birthday. No, we chat, you chat, we all chat. Happy birthday. Come on in. Welcome to America. Oh yeah, we chat.
For all you, what do you call it? For all you layman's out there, for all you untraveled. Okay?
Yeah, WeChat's like the Instagram or the fucking Facebook.
It's Instagram, Twitter, everything.
Dude,
you can order food.
You order food on it. You use it as your money.
It's your money. It's your food. It's everything.
Oh my God, this is incredible. So what? I was there. I was in Shanghai and like this. I was like, oh, I'm so cultural. I teach sociology, and they put me in there, and I went to a mall like the supermarket, and literally in this neighborhood, no one spoke. I mean, not one person. And you're like, oh, it took me. I swear to God, it took me 37 minutes or 38 minutes to find the milk.
Yeah,
Think about
that's
that.
a pain in the
like
ass.
I couldn't even look like I can't describe it, but WeChat. So I made friends there, and I was with my Chinese friend, and then we had Americans with us, and I was gonna walk the street. Shanghai, for those listening, one of the biggest cities in the world, 25 million people,
it's massive,
and the streets are and you know when you can't jaywalk, you cannot jaywalk there, and I didn't know this, so I'm like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna just walk, and my friend is like, no. And he's like, you don't understand, Freddie. You can jaywalk here, but if I cross the street with you, look closely, he said. And you know where the sign with a green walking man and the red don't walk? And you look closely, they have little tiny cameras everywhere.
It has like your sensors on it. I have your face.
And and he said, if I walked, the last time I jaywalked about like a year ago, I didn't make it fast enough, and I got on my WeChat. I got a message. You owe $25. Fine. Oh yes. Oh my God. I mean, it's like that. You don't know it, but it is.
It is. And but the only good thing is it comes. You got to take the good with the bad. You
got to take the good with the bad.
You can shake. It'll give you potential matches.
Yeah, you can shake it. You can shake the shit out of it. Oh my God.
You start talking to random people. You're like, hey.
Oh my God. I fucked so many Chinese boys. It was fantastic. I'd never. Oh, sorry. But anyways, I don't know what that means. It was legal. It was legal. Happy birthday. I don't know if there were boys in there. Could have been women. We don't know. Okay, I've crossed the line. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. That's how you know we're on the Honey Badger Hour. We didn't cross the line. We're not doing it right? That's what they say.
Exactly. Yeah, but we have an Asia connection. That's good.
That's amazing. And you got the WeChat. Yeah, thank God I don't have it on my iPhone yet. So I think I'm unmarked from the CCP. You know what
Want me to add you? I'll add you right now.
I did get some weed over there once. So I don't know if they know about that.
No. Yeah. Well, now they do.
Yeah. The Zoom's going to just shut off. I don't know why.
No. It's all good.
But yeah, I had the 10-year visa there, so I would go there all the time to go fight. And at that time, they were having like China.
You fight in Shanghai.
I would fight all over China, random
cool.
cities, you know. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, this is when they were trying to like make like global China, like they wanted to do like China versus the world. So they were like a lot of times they would get like foreign fighters.
That's right. And comedians too, they would do that too. They'd bring them over.
Yes. So for a
long
time,
culture, to mix the culture, the Chinese with the Western.
Yeah, and they were really trying to push MMA over there, and like MMA is really big there.
Yeah.
They even have 2 UFC champions now that are
I didn't know that.
that are MMA or that are Chinese like nationals.
Amazing.
Which is kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
So they've made the sport, and I've seen the rise over there. Like when I used to go over there, if you knew just a little bit of jiu-jitsu, it was like easy fights, you know. Like,
right.
You touch gloves, you're like boom, take the guy down, submit him. But now they'd be like.
And then you saw after going there, you saw the.
You see how diligent they are. Yes, and you see it in the way they work, the way they work, and the way they study and do everything in school and everything. It's like they're super
focused,
laser. Like the way they
serious.
The way they train. I'll have Chinese students in Thailand that would come visit.
Yeah.
And like do personal training for jiu-jitsu lessons and stuff.
Wow.
And their training and work ethic was crazy. Like they were like so militant.
That doesn't surprise me.
Very
a lot of Americans don't realize that. I think that like the Chinese, I don't think they're out. They're brought up. Many Chinese people are brought up to work really hard. Work is the most important value besides family. There, it seems. Work. It's about like we think we work hard there, but there it's like focus and work. And it was. That's. I remember in the middle of the streets in China, I'd get up super early, like at 5 o'clock in the morning. No garbage on any of the streets, not even a cigarette butt. And you'd go down the street, and there'd be these old elderly, a lot of the senior citizens there. The government gives them a job. They dress up and they sweep the streets with palm fronds, whoosh, or these, like work. You know?
Yes, yeah.
My grandmother would have loved it, you know.
And they had like in the noodle shops, you see like the old ladies, like the aunties, you know.
And the old ladies, they continue living. They don't stop. Like they don't stop. They keep, you know.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh well. All right.
So you did comedy there.
I did comedy there with a Miami comedian named Ethan Moore. He also was a professor, and we went to a little expat place in Shanghai. This is before COVID, so there was lots of international people there. They'd had entire malls were like sports bars and shit like that for like Australians, and there's a lot of people that speak English there, and they'd go. But comedy in Shanghai, the comedy clubs, the governments didn't like them that much.
It's gotta be scary to do
because
comedy there.
it was legal, but they'd only open one at a time, like in the city. They'd only like a 1 or 2 at a time. This is a huge city because they'd get shut down because they said something, they criticized, American guy, this fucking, the people here, blah, blah, blah. And then before you know it, the comedy club gets shut down. So it would move, it was legal, but it was a little spooky because, you go there, it's legal, but, freedom of speech. We're used to freedom of speech,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to tread lightly there. There's certain things you can and can't say.
You can't, yeah. I mean, I could because I knew I was leaving soon, but I didn't want to get anyone in trouble,
Should open up and be like, so what about these Uyghurs?
Well, I'll tell you, yeah, so fuck it. I don't want to say anything bad about communism, but God damn, yeah. Talk about gunpowder chicken, you people.
Oh my God, that'll be a scary place. How much?
Yeah.
And the other comedian, he's from Miami too?
Ethan Moore, he was from Fort Lauderdale. We were friends, and we used to hang out at the Taurus, and he's the one that got me the teaching gig. He's a great guy. He's an attorney now. He doesn't do comedy anymore, but he was a really good friend of mine, and he was one of those comedians. They're like, hey, there's fucking stand-up comedy here in China. Let's go do it. I'm like, I don't like it that much. You know what I mean? I wouldn't tell him not to do that shit. He's like, come on, Freddie, we're on the other side of the fucking planet. Let's go do stand-up comedy. I'm like, you fucking asshole. I came all the way to get away from that. So, yeah, I did it like 2 times, at some stand-up club. And it was great, They don't get the Walter Mercado thing that much, but,
That one went over their head a little bit. Just a little bit.
No. I didn't do too many Cuban jokes. Shut up. But, yeah, it was fun. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, and same as comedy here. There's some really good comedians, and then there's some that had never done it before, and it was cool. Yeah, fucking stand up.
Oh, there was guys who just wanted to jump in there and try it out.
They didn't just they were on the list, but you could tell they hadn't done it much. But it's hard to do stand up comedy in a different. The audience is different. They don't know how to laugh the same way. It's odd. So if you can do it, if you can make them laugh in China. You got something going for it. You know what I'm saying?
Might be all right.
I mean, but it was weird. Yeah, I did it in China.
I wanted to when I was in Phuket living and teaching, and then the coronavirus happened, the pandemic and stuff, and then I got offered a job in Bangkok, but I was already the seed was already planted to do comedy. I was already doing the podcast. I had some friends I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and then I was gonna move to Bangkok, and I got the job offer, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go there because I want to start doing comedy.
Yeah, so they have them there too, right? Like little.
They got because Bangkok's is like the New York City, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, so they have they got
all kinds
clubs,
of English speaking. Yeah.
You go to some
I
places.
had a good time in Bangkok. Yeah.
Bangkok, Bangkok is legit. Bangkok holds true.
Yeah, Bangkok.
Bangkok bangs.
Bangkok is an amazing city. It's one of the biggest cities I've been. It's incredible. It's incredible. The Skyway, subway, and all that. It was amazing. Yeah, I could see how they would have definitely arts and performance arts in English there because there's so many people there from all over the world.
But when I got there, they had a second wave of Corona, and then we got locked down pretty bad. So then the whole time I was there was mostly lockdown, 10 p.m. And in Thailand it was 10 p.m. curfew.
No, you don't want to be there for that.
Nah, exactly. I was losing it.
Yeah, and all the it was bad here during COVID. You might remember there was no comedy. I didn't have a gig for a year. Think about that, for a year.
Wild. That's wild.
We were doing comedy online. The visual.
Did you do the online?
Yes, I made videos. I made little sketch videos. But it's not the same. It was weird. So I'm glad. I'm sorry that happened, but at least you got to go there and check it out, and then it's kind of led to this.
No, that's what I'm saying. That shit got shut down. It's like, yo, fucking I'm out. I came to Miami and started comedy,
this
dog.
is it. This is where it's at.
I got a big dog.
This is where it's at. Yeah, but you have the personality for it. You've got the great charisma, and you're slightly mentally challenged.
You got to be right.
You use what you got. Use what you got, and. It's perfect for you.
You can't be normal, right? You can't be normal, dog.
Dude, I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm not normal. No, but Miami's where it's at. Miami is the place that you're from. Miami, so exactly. Right? You're from Miami.
Yeah, from Miami.
Yeah, so you get it, and this is where you need to be if you're gonna bring it out from the heart. You got to be at the heart. You know what I mean?
100%. It's good. Yeah, man. Taurus. You met him. He's the one that brought you to Taurus, or when was there comedy in Taurus when you started, or did you start?
I started the comedy at Taurus.
You started the comedy at Taurus.
Yeah,
we got deep Miami roots right now.
Yeah, I started the stand-up night at Taurus in 2014, and I did it every week for 5 years. Every week.
5 years.
5 years.
Consistency.
Every year, including Thanksgiving, including Christmases sometimes. Every week. For 5 years. I mean, I think I missed 1 or 2.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And then before that, I had a stand-up comedy room on Miracle Mile in Coral Gables at a bar called John Martin's, which used to be there. And I did that for 3 years straight. And then before that, I started at the Miami Improv, which used to be in Coconut Grove.
I've been to that one.
Yeah, the
That
old
one was wild.
Yeah. That's where we would start doing comedy back in like the 2005s and 6s, because there was no open mics for comedy in Miami. They didn't exist.
So if you wanted to start, like, how
You had to go to the Improv, and the Miami Improv, once every 2 weeks, they would have an open mic.
Okay.
And you had to bring, it was free, but you had to bring 10 people.
It's like a bringer show style.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got 5 minutes, right? And there'd be like 20 people in the show. And so a lot of us that started doing comedy back then, we kind of had a sour taste for the Improv because, you know, it was hard, like, they wouldn't let you could bring like 5 people and they wouldn't let you on,
Yeah,
but you had to have
strict.
but now as I look back on it, I understand it. And there were other open mics back then, but there wasn't that many, like maybe one a week, and many of them were in Fort Lauderdale because there were really good comedians down here. But it wasn't like today where you can,
Every night, sometimes most places you can go, like, there's like 2 places right now
Yeah,
in Miami.
yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
as a fighter, as an athlete, if you can't get a gig, you need to make your own gigs. Like you need to train, you need to have your own gym, or you need to, so where every day or every week, you don't have to rely on someone else to, and it might suck. You might not make any money. They might pay you $50 a week and make you actually pay for all your drinks. But at least if you're a comedian or musician or fight, I don't know about fighting, but when you're younger, you have to make your own gig. You have to just, because if you rely on other people for it, you're just never gonna get it.
You're not gonna get the time maybe you
You're
might
not getting
need,
the time,
right?
and that's what makes you good. I think as a comedy is just doing it over and 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 over. That's what makes comedians good. It's like fighting. It's the same thing.
Same game. It's the same concept too. It takes a long time to get. It takes 10 years to, like, at least 10 years minimum, right? So
Yeah,
they get to
yeah.
that. So they get to that. I mean, I guess people,
Yeah,
everybody's
10 years or
different,
one HBO contract. That's all it takes. And,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't actually get hit in the face like you guys do, fortunately, but but it can be painful.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I'd rather get hit in the
It's
face.
still sometimes painful.
Oh man, after a big bomb, sometimes I'd rather get hit in the face,
Yeah.
Those are painful. Those are
At least when you
ruthless.
get hit in the face, it knocks you out. When you get hit, when you bomb on stage, you're like, hey.
No, 100%. If they get knocked out, most people feel bad for you.
Yeah,
If you bomb, they sometimes they
feel
hate
worse
you.
for you. They're like, you suck.
Yeah, they don't even wanna talk to
Even
you.
other comedians are like,
I was gonna say that, yo. Even the comedians don't even want to touch you.
no, they don't want to talk to you. They want to talk to you.
I thought we were
They'll talk to you,
boys.
They're like, hey, what's up? What's up? After like all the other comedians are like, hey, great set, dude, great set. And after your bomb, they're like, so where'd you park? It's
Bro,
so cool. We know.
It's crazy.
We know.
It's like you don't want to touch the bomb.
No.
It's like infectious, maybe.
And then I hated that, so I started complimenting every comedian. Every time I'm known as that guy. If any comedians listen to this, they're like, "Oh, Freddy, never tell someone that they suck." I don't. You could be the worst fucking comedian ever. You could like get up there and have people throw bottles at you and fucking vomit on stage and say the Holocaust was great and fucking, they get off stage and be like, you know what, that was pretty good. You had a really good rhyme going on there. I would work on this a little bit. I like how you wore your hat. Good job. So fucking I do that because I hated that feeling. Do you know? I hated it.
1,000%. I'm right here with you.
Just someone, you just lie to me and tell me that something I did was good, but no, you're like, I'm a pussy.
Listen, sometimes, you can control fighting way more. Like, if you're in good shape, I don't care. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid. But in comedy, but like you said, if you do it, when you do it every day, and you're like, when I'm performing every day,
and your confidence, and you are better.
100%, right?
It's
like the people can smell it, right?
They can smell it. They can smell it. Yeah, they can smell it. It smells like teen spirit. What?
Yo, I
don't know.
I was.
Yeah. In fact, I smell it right now.
That's my.
Let me
the
turn off my
gloves.
WeChat. Fuck.
Is there? Have you ever tried Bumble? I haven't tried it. Have you ever tried the shake in Miami? Maybe get some Chinese.
Okay, I don't know what kind of
tourists.
drugs you do, but I don't know what Bumble. What?
I mean, not the Bumble, the WeChat shake. You ever do this WeChat shake in Miami?
WeChat Shake? What the fuck is that?
That's how you match with the girls. You know, that's what I'm saying. On WeChat, they have this thing where you can match.
Oh
with
yeah,
people.
yeah. No. I haven't done that. I didn't. Yeah. Definitely. I love that shit. What the fuck is he talking about? I just
Maybe
kidding.
you see like some Asians in the crowd, you just, you know.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah.
WeChat?
Oh, you got WeChat? Yeah, that's my Gasian. Oh shit! No, I haven't used WeChat here for that purpose yet. I don't know if you can do that here. I know it works. WeChat works here, but I don't know if it works like the different apps. You know.
I needed it to get my shirts. I was getting some shirts from the WeChat people.
Oh, the WeChat people are cheap. You know. When I lived in China, I got like reading glasses. The best reading glasses I've ever had. Here you go to CVS Pharmacy. It's like $30 for a pair of 2.5 reading glasses. Look. These glasses are. You know, they're from CVS Pharmacy, and I usually go to the to the dollar store and get the 99-cent ones, but they always break. So these are just for reading, right? So I go to the CVS Pharmacy and I pay $25, and they last for about 3 months, right? But in China, you go down the street and they don't just have a CVS Pharmacy; they have an entire block of eyeglass people that sell and make and ship eyeglasses. No, they're not expensive. Like these most incredible, and they measure your eyes and give you tea and fucking all this shit. And it's like $7 in the best classes. And I lost mine after a year. And I sent a message to the eyeglass woman on WeChat.
And you got it, and she was there.
No, because it takes 17 years for them to mail it to you.
That's the thing,
but
right?
WeChat is good for that. Yes.
Oh yeah, so before COVID, the good old days when everything was normal.
In Miami, we call it before the BC days, the BC, before Castro. This was the time when you have freedom. Happy birthday, you know? This was when you didn't have to worry about COVID, SPPDs, syphilis, Barack Obama, nothing. You could just completely be free. And COVID is an example of the infiltration of the Republican Party giving up to the communists,
yes!
Joe Biden, in the White House, who infiltrated coincidentally, when COVID came, Fidel Castro came out of the grave the same day and said, "Happy birthday, America," and put poison in Key West. And that's why all the gays are in charge.
And you saw JFK. What about JFK?
JFK.
What about JFK, dog?
Let me tell you something about JFK. In 1962. Okay, I'll stop.
I was waiting to see how long until we busted him out. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I know. That guy that I make, I do like the.
That's my family. That's everybody.
I grew up here. I grew up on Bird Road. That's Southwest 40th Street and 58th Avenue. So but like back in the day when it was more, where like my neighbors were santeros. Like they really were. They were santeros. Like it was like it was different back then, like it was not like bougie where, it was
Cocaine cowboys?
Well, I mean, I didn't,
Not you, but you would see the. Like,
well, I had friends in school, in my high school one day. My best friend, Chris Cooney, doesn't show up to school. Where is he? He just happened to be in a car and riddled with bullets. He dies. This happened several times when I was in high school in the 80s. My friend Peter Larkin, who I went to St. Thomas the Apostle to, my same age, really good friend of mine, 1981, 82. He goes to Dayland, to JCPenney's, and the fucking machine gun, the liquor store, I don't know if you know,
the famous Dayland shooting.
It's in
Coconut.
He was there, and the glass hit him as he ducked with his mom, and he came to school the next day and he had fucking glass shards all over his arms, and we're like, "Oh my God, Peter, what happened?" He's like, "You're not gonna believe this, man. I was at Dayland with my mom, and these guys came by in a van." It was that. It was like if you were a kid in Miami in the 1980s, no matter where you lived, you might not see the drug dealers, but you were one. It was just 1 degree of separation with someone that that did.
100%, right?
Like my dad worked at the airport. My dad threw baggage on Delta Airlines planes for 20 years. He worked on the ramp. And I remember him coming home one day and be like, my friend so-and-so suddenly has a Cadillac and a new plane and he quit. You know what I mean? Like he would see things happen that you're not allowed to talk about, you know? Like it was real. But, you know, we lived in a little suburb and you're not there, but yeah, then you have friends that happens to. Sure, that was real.
It was like in the prime, so high school was like, that was in your prime time. Like,
I mean, I was like that era, 13, 12.
Okay, yeah, so.
But, and I didn't live in the ghetto or anything like that, but, you know, you always, it was on TV every day. Oh, there were 10 murders today, you know, blah, blah. And you just assume I'd never really been anywhere else, and I just thought that's kind of the way it is. And
that's wild.
It was wild, yeah. It was wild. It was weird. It was weird. And it wasn't dangerous, Miami, but if you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, yeah.
It could be. I guess those people was like, yeah, like you said, the degrees of separation.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like everybody was just amongst each other.
Like I had friends that were shot or killed or almost got, you know, because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Just being around there, you know.
And these were kids, you know, I went to Columbus. It's not like I went to like a shitty little, you know, but even there, weird kids, you know, kids rolling up in Mercedes, super $1,000, $1 million Mercedes. Their dads are an import-export. Like we didn't know what that was.
No, especially back then, it was so green, right?
It was fucking no one.
Cocaine, cocaine.
We knew what cocaine was,
but it's like
you don't know.
Yeah,
like
export sounds like a normal job back then.
You have a friend who like lives down the street, and suddenly his dad's got this giant mansion in Kendall. Like what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like you don't know, but as you look back, you're like, oh shit. And then eventually you find out something happens and he's missing for a while and he's in prison. Like it's weird. Like when you're 13 or 12, you see it, but you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, 100%. I had my buddy Emilio. His parents were like in that game hard, and I didn't realize it until like looking back. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a wild, you know, like, and they were just like around here, so it's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Anyways, it was
Bird Road and 57th Ave. That back then was like the Kendall. That's like as far. Miami didn't go too far past. How far did Miami go? Like
there was Kendall here. There was Dayland. There was where you're living now. This area was mainly strawberry fields, though.
Okay, right. Yeah. Okay,
and we'd go out here and pick strawberries.
So Dayland.
In fact, I just stole one off your front lawn.
Dayland was like the cutoff point. Then it started going more and more.
It went down to what we called Kendall Lakes, which was probably about, you know, near the turnpike. You know, there was skating rinks out here and shit like that. Yeah, all of these little communities you see, they're very 70s. A lot of them with the little, they were here, but after the turnpike, no, there was nothing. It's like going to Chrome Avenue.
Yeah,
you know, and like where it's like a strawberry field. That's what it was like around here. I remember. We'd come in here and pick tomatoes and shit.
You've seen the real development in Miami over the years,
huh? Kendall, bro.
Tremendo's Kendall.
Tremendo Kendall. Or as A-Rod, did you hear about what A-Rod said about
Kendall?
Hood,
dog.
Did you hear about that?
Did you need security?
I'll
take you back to the highway.
Yeah, you got to take me back, because, you know, when I was a boy, I grew up in the hood in Kendall. This is A-Rod said this. You know that, right?
Yeah,
I grew up in the hood. You know, it was called Kendall. You know, we roll up to the Lord and Taylor, David Mall, you know, shit. My mom worked at Chase Bank. It was fucked up, you know. Sometimes I steal like a Snickers bar from the... It was rough, a tough life. Anyways,
gosh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have I remember a lot Miami. All of it.
And you're a professor in Miami. You're a professor now, right?
I'm a professor the last 17 years, Miami Dade College, and now at FIU also, yeah.
Oh, nice. You got the cream of the crop at Miami Dade.
Oh, my God, really? Whatever. Why you shading me like that? Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, actually, Miami Dade is become a lot more popular now because it's so expensive to go to colleges, you know? And Miami Dade is, it's not a typical community college anymore. It's a very highly rated community college, and it's cool. Depends on the campus you go to. So Miami Dade College is a big commuter school, and there's like 12 campuses, right? But I worked at the Wolfson, the one in downtown, which is like city college. You know, there's like crackheads walking around, McDonald's, the Metro whoosh going over your head. You know, there's Bayside down the street. You know, there's the president will drive through on a motorcade. You know, it's like exciting. You know. It's really good cocaine around there. So it's really...
You're right next to Brickell, so, you know?
Yeah,
like,
Brickell.
A little more expensive. You're going to get taxed.
Yeah, I teach there now at FIU, and I like it. And I do a lot of my comedy in front of my students. So it's kind of like a blend, you know? That's cool, you know. It's a double.
Oh my God, you must be hilarious in class. Like the students must love to go to your sessions.
They do. You know? Well, I make them go. Extra credit, bitch. Yeah, I used to, but yeah. So you know, I'm all in on Miami. You know, my whole life.
That's awesome. I was gonna say Miami-Dade. Yeah, it has a big spectrum, right? Like you get guys that are just like they maybe like just barely got into college, but then I know a lot of great people who started Miami-Dade. And making it happen. So
I mean, Miami-Dade is a place you go. Now, I tell people if they're going to go to college, then go to community college first. Get like the first year or two if you're gonna go to college. Because I tell you what, I don't think a lot of people need to go to college right now, and if you don't want to, some colleges also suck. And some people aren't ready to go to college. The most successful people I've ever met never went to college. It's almost like there's a cultural thing about going to college, right? And so, but if you want to do that, don't spend millions of dollars if you're not sure. Live at home, save money, take 2 or 3 classes at Miami-Dade. You can transfer those credits to another great school, and you can transfer to the University of Florida. You can transfer to the University of Miami. If you're not going to be really into it, then go there. Don't be stupid, and it's pretty good. You get a good teacher. Yeah, Miami-Dade is awesome. I'm down with that. Yeah.
I think it's a good school, man. I did a couple of semesters there. Man, yeah, I bet. And then
it's not the college traditional experience, right? It's not like going to FSU and the frats and the football team and you live there. It's not that. It's a community college. Let's be straight. But it's if you want to knock out credits and you don't want to spend a lot of money, and you're gonna have good teachers there and you're gonna have shitty teachers there. To be honest with you, you're gonna have both, right? So if you're gonna go to community college, just do it. That's what it's there for, So yeah, that's my speech.
No, 100%. And so that you think a lot of people you probably get this a lot, right? You have students that are there that they're probably there just to make their parents happy.
Of course.
And then you almost don't want to tell them, right? But you're like, damn, pobrecito or something,
No, you have kids like that, and then you have older people. You have people I see people in their late 20s, mid 40s. I've veterans, that just got out of the military. I've seen people in their 60s. There's some kids that are there just because they have to, because that's expected, and they couldn't get into University of Florida, so they're gonna go do their time. You get that whole thing. You get a lot of young people there that aren't very good at school at all. Some of them can't communicate that well. But they learn if they're into it. It's all about the person. If you want that's something you want to do, you can do it. You don't have to be super smart, and you don't have to be super rich, and you don't have to do this and that. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to either. And I love the students there because they're real.
Yeah, so you probably
real.
100%.
They're not like rich kids that all came.
Yeah, you get the variety, and you get you said. I remember when I was there, I was a little bit older. I was 24, 25, and I was
you get a mix.
My friends were a veteran guy. You know what I mean? Same thing, and you have a lot of adults, which are probably a lot better students because they're much more mature. A lot of people have
the older students are much better than younger students always.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of immigrant kids, and most of the kids that go there, kids in their 20s, are first generation. So they're the first one in their families that have been to college. And it's a big thing, it's a big, important thing,
Huge, bro.
And a lot of Americans that are from here, they take that for granted, and that's a big deal. So I love, the local Miami-Dade College, the city. I love that it's accessible. Yeah, you don't have to take an SAT, I think, or score to get in there. Just you have to, show that you want to do it, And, yeah.
So when you started comedy, were you doing comedy before university, before teaching, or you were you got into it together?
So Emilio, I started doing comedy, not stand-up. I was an improv comic, and I was a voiceover comic. I lived in LA I moved out there for 5 years because I wanted to be a comedian. So I moved out there, and I got involved in a famous troupe called the Groundlings, which is a famous improv troupe where all the people from SNL went, Saturday Night Live, because I wanted to be on SNL, and I didn't know how to do that. So I figured I'd go there, and it was an improv. You know what improv is? Whose line is it anyways? And there's a school, and you go into school, and you have to make it to this level and this level, and they weed you out, and then finally you make it to the last level, and you start with a few hundred people, and then there's 20 left, And that's how I got involved in comedy, and I made it almost all the way to the very, very end. And Maya Rudolph was giving me rides to, home, it was crazy, I was hanging out with Will Ferrell walks in, it was crazy, and then I started meeting all these famous comedians and doing my weird accents, and then I got a voiceover job. Someone thought I was funny, and I got voiceover work, so I started doing voices for, Islands of Adventure in Orlando. I'm the voice for 2 of the rides there.
No way. Yeah. So when you're on the ride, you're
that's me, Dr. Doom. And another
Dr. Doom?
Yes,
Dr. Doom's drop?
Yes.
Ah, Oh snap! We've heard your voice, dog.
Yes, yes.
How long has that been running for? They don't change it
since it opened in 24 years ago or more.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, some of those rides haven't changed, dog.
That ride is an original from when that fucking place opened.
Oh,
25. I don't know when it
snap.
was. So when I must have recorded that in 97 or 98. Yeah.
So you were already in the game, like
I didn't
that
know.
was from California.
Yeah, they
came
record
back?
all that stuff in California at the studios out there. I had never even been to Universal Studios. So, anyways, I was getting little gigs like that. Yeah, my voice is still there. Dr. Seuss, McGalligan's Pool. Young man, you're but a fool. You'll never catch fish in McGalligan's Pool. You can hear it. It's still there.
The real deal, yo. We got the real deal Holyfield out here.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's still there. I would drag my nieces. Listen to this shit.
Can you put the fan on? Yeah, my voice.
Yeah.
My bad. I see you.
I'm sweating like a whore in church.
No
offense.
No worries, dog. I feel like that's why I got it there. You know what I'm saying?
No, so I did that. I got on. I really like sports, so I got an audition. I worked for the LA Dodgers on their radio network, the baseball team, and I was Freeway Freddy. I was their comedy correspondent on the radio.
Yo, you did. I just did color commentating. I'm trying to get into that for MMA right now.
Well, that's hard to do. So I wasn't a play-by-play color commentary guy. I was a comedian. I auditioned. That's perfect. Thank you. I auditioned to be on the road for baseball is like 140 games.
Oh yeah, bro, that's a grind.
Yeah,
2 hours too.
Yeah, so what
and
they
no
did,
time limit. It's till it's over.
But they didn't want me to be like calling the games like, hey, there's a strike, boy, dude. No, they didn't want me to do that. They wanted me to go pretend to be a Dodger fan and get in a car and drive to every single away game of the LA Dodgers. Now think about that. Like New York, next 2 nights later, San Francisco, back to Montreal, back to Miami, then LA for 2 weeks. It was like a gig, and I had to act like, and they gave me a car, free car, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, it lasted for 6 months. It was great, and I was a comedian on the radio, right? So that was cool. So I got these gigs like that, you know? I got little acting gigs. And then I met someone there, and I'd been in LA for 5 years, and I was like, the baseball season was over, and I didn't get in the groundlings, and I got down because I had never done stand-up. I'd really never done it, and I wanted to do stand-up, and so I was like, fuck it, let's just move back to Miami, and that's when I started doing stand-up.
Oh, so you already had like a lot of experience on the microphone.
Yes.
How did you get into how did you know you were good at impersonations and like voices and stuff?
Oh, I've been doing it since I was like 3 years old.
Since you were a kid, like making your family laugh and stuff?
Yeah, there was a famous comedian back a long time ago when I was like 3 years old. His name was Flip Wilson. And he was a famous black guy that was on TV. And he would do this drag queen thing. And I would start doing puppet shows in my closet before I, came out of the closet. And the puppet shows were in different voices. And I was 3 or 4. And I charge people. I love voices. I love them,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Were you trying to mimic voices of TV shows you like and stuff, of guys and stuff?
Yeah, mimic accents, yeah. So I just have always...
people might love that. You growing up, you must have been hilarious.
So I wasn't athletic, and I wasn't that smart, and I wasn't rich, and I wasn't even really Hispanic. So growing up in Miami, I wasn't like the most popular kid. But at school, I can make them laugh. I can make all the popular kids laugh. You know what I mean? I can make the football player laugh, and be like, oh, this motherfucker's all right, come on out. You know what I mean? And the girls were like, because I can make them laugh. Yeah. So that's when you learn, I gotta, I got something,
Yeah, 100%.
It was like an insecurity thing. Like I needed to,
I think that's what we all. I think that's how we all find our funny, right? Like
I think you're
right.
right.
Insecurity, and things that we don't like about each other or something. But then you find your way of acceptance,
Exactly. That and alcohol are two, two
that's the magic. That's the magic.
Very, very, very much. This helps a lot. But and I did a lot. I was always on stage as in college. I went to University of Miami. I was president of the student body at University of Miami. I was a highlight play-by-play announcer. Do you know what highlight is?
The classic.
I was a play-by-play announcer for them.
Highlight looks like no joke, man. I've never played.
Yeah, I would
Miami
call the
Highlight.
games. I would call the games. I was the professional announcer for that, you know. So I loved, being in front of people.
And would you be funny when you would do the you put your own flavor on it, or you have to?
I
be
put my own
professional
flavor in it.
sometimes on
Have you ever seen Jai Lai? You ever been?
A little bit. No, I've never been.
So
I've never been.
Jai Lai is interesting. I would ham it up, but no, I didn't do comedy. But if you were to see Jai Lai, it would sound like this. This is true. I'm not making this up. Dun, dun, they play a song. Dun, 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 dun. It's from Spain, from the Basque region. And the Jai Lai players come out, and they're all, with their mustaches, and they come out, and they salute you. And the Jai Lai players salute you. And game one is on Michelena versus Alorio. And now the serve. Here's Michelena to the one line. Great catch by Alorio. Back inside with the Dehara. Here comes Michelena on the scoop. Back inside with a carom. Up the net goes Alorio. Alorio back inside in the 7. Oh, and the Chula picked up at the end. 0.7 Alorio.
Oh my God.
That's how I call the games.
You can be an announcer for
And it was-
MMA fights, bro. Have you ever done an announcing for?
I love watching MMA, but I've never.
You got a great voice for it,
I've
bro.
been a ring announcer for wrestling because I had a famous one of my friends who was a wrestler here. But yeah, so like I like that that.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I would do it all night. Well,
That's
for
kinda
$7, which is
But you
they
did
didn't
it.
pay a lot.
All night.
Yeah.
But you started. You got to start. You started with nothing, but now it's like it's kind of been. It's been kind of like your life's work, man. It's kind of awesome, bro.
Yeah. I don't know.
So you've been doing. Oh, hey, like, bro, you've been doing. So you've been doing impersonations, talking on the microphone since even before getting into the university, and then it all showed into that.
Yeah.
Wow. So then, how was the comedy scene? Like, how was the transition from comedy to improv?
Well, from improv to stand-up comedy, you mean?
Yeah.
Improv is really hard for me, and I was good at it, but not. I think they're two different things, and they're completely different. And you can be really good at improv and not good at stand-up. You can be really good at stand-up and can't do improv. I wanted to do stand-up because, stand-up is like it's just you. When it's improv, you're with a team of other people, and sometimes you have to be the bitch. You have to give them the funny line and stuff like that. In stand-up, it's about you. It's you and only you on the stage, sink or fail. And I liked that pressure. I felt that if you're funny, then you should be able to do stand-up. That's what I would tell myself. And so, I like that pain. I liked the agony, like the.
Fuck yeah.
I wanted to be humbled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're sickos, dog.
Yeah.
This is like fighting. This
And
is
then
why I love fighting.
Yeah, and
bro.
I wanted to be angry at someone because I wasn't funny that night. You know what I mean? I wanted to, just that one-on-one. It's more personal when it's stand-up. It's you, and I liked that for some reason. People always would tell me, "Oh, you're so funny. You should be a stand-up. You should be funny." And after a while, like, fuck, I get better. I should try.
Hell yeah.
And I'm still not, it's like, you were talking about drive. I love people that have drive. I wish I had the drive that some people have for stand-up, because if I had a lot of drive, yeah, maybe I'd be really famous. But that type of drive with talent is very powerful, and you have that drive and the talent.
But it's rare, right? Like not
Very rare. The effort, the effort is hard. You got to really be passionate.
Yeah, for stand-up is hard because it's like we were talking about before. It's so painful, like sucking. Like sometimes you're like anti-funny, Like sometimes when I get on stage, I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I still get really nervous, which is weird that I used to fight
I still
and
do
stuff,
too.
But
I still do.
yeah, it's normal, everybody, right? Like
Yeah, a little bit. But we all have different things we do, and that's one of the things I do, and I incorporate it in everything probably.
Man, last week, and the first time in a long time, I had like a decent set at Taurus. I didn't know how to react. They started laughing. I was like, oh, snap.
Dude,
we're
I
at
saw
Taurus.
you.
It was
I've
like,
seen
this
you
is
perform
crazy,
at Taurus. Yes, and that's a hard room.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, but
And
if it hits, it hits.
If it hits, it hits. And I've seen some great comedians just bomb there,
Oh my gosh.
I saw Forrest Shaw there, who's a friend of mine. He's been on the Conan O'Brien show, and he bombed. They bombed. He's like, oh, this is the hardest room in Miami. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's cool. Excuse me. Ooh, that was
No
gross.
worries.
Excuse me from the bottom of my heart. If it came out the other end, it'd be a fart. Sixth grade joke, I know.
Is that
I love dad jokes.
Oh man.
So honey badger's a perfect name for you.
Right? It's not, if it's,
Yes, but the honey badger's badass.
It's the most toughest animal in the wild.
Toughest
you
shit.
know about the honey badgers?
Yes. I watch a lot of documentaries. I watch a lot of Animal Planet. The honey badger is a fascinating creature. We caught up with the most famous honey badger on the edge of the Everglades. It's called Kendall. A former strawberry field, these small cauliflower-eared people love to walk around, and they'll kick your ass. The Cuban honey badger is a fascinating, spunky creature, about 4'2". The honey badger from Kendall is usually named Emilio. Emilios are tough creatures. They eat nothing but croquetas and work out 24 hours a day. Don't mess with this one. You might find him at the Town and Country Mall, sifting through the H&M. Marshall's is a mating ground for the Emilios. Marshall's, Ross, and Dress for Less. We caught up with Emilio on one spring day when he was butt-fucking a pair of Nikes. I love it, he says. He love it. Don't get him wrong. He's one funny motherfucker. And there's no honey in this badger. Yeah, I know what honey badgers are.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I love it, man.
You know what I'm talking about? Like that British guy that does the voices of this?
Yeah.
Oh, God. His name is Sir David Attenborough. He's brilliant. He's like 105 years old, but he's still doing it. I love him.
Oh, I never seen him. Have you ever seen him?
Oh, my God, yes.
Like?
He looks like an old British white man,
Yeah.
But he was one of the first, like, naturalists that did TV, like when TV came out. Like, he was one of the first people that, the polar bear is a beloved creature. He was that guy.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it for 70 years.
That's wild.
He's the most famous animal commentator that has ever lived. He's so famous that the Queen of England made him a Sir, a knight. So his name is Sir David Attenborough. Yeah.
You can get Sir out here.
And I couldn't tell if he was British or homosexual just by the way he talks. He's like, we really love tigers. Tigers and bears are fantastic creatures. Hung like a giraffe, but don't come as quick.
Yo.
The tiger is... Sorry. So, no, he's not. I'm just kidding. But that's how he talks, yeah.
You got the good English accent. That's like a London proper accent.
Yes,
know?
it's very proper.
Yeah,
very,
very
very proper.
proper.
Yes. I love it. It's a really bad British accent.
Would you do accents when you were in Thailand, or the people where you see the Australian accents and stuff like this?
So one thing you've learned when you do accents, never do the accent in front of someone that's actually from that country.
That's a good call.
Because they call you out immediately. But after like 10 beers and one of those mushroom milkshakes, I'd be going up to Aussie and be like, yeah, all right, mate, hey, fucking quiet, hey, crikey, hey, come on, hey, oh, you got a nice pussy, don't you? That sounded British all of a sudden. I don't know what that was.
That was all right. Australians are so friendly. It's crazy, bro. Like, they're too friendly, right?
Freely. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, so, I would do accents. I would, I always do accents. Especially after 2 beers.
And when you first started your set, you started out for like open mics doing accents and stuff?
So Emilio, I'm one of the weirdest human beings you'll ever meet, because when I started doing stand-up comedy, I didn't do my voice, okay? I would show up in a character. So I would go to the open mic in character. So I would go like, I would sometimes show up as me, but the whole set was different voices. This voice you wouldn't hear much. It took me a long time to be comfortable with my, me, so my characters I thought were funny. So I'd be in character. Sometimes I would just show up at open mics, dressed as like a guy, like a redneck from Cutler Ridge. Parking my car, walking in, and talking to the guy running, and be like, "Hey, y'all gonna have a show? We gonna do it right now." With the shirt, but not doing it like this, like a good accent, you know.
And you dress up and everything. You
and
know?
I do the whole set,
the whole get up,
and do my whole 5-minute set, and then halfway through the set, I'd be like, y'all are fucking great. I'm gonna tell you, y'all are fucking great people. I'm gonna do me an accent for you. I don't speak Spanish, but I want to do a Cuban accent for y'all. Oh my God, how are you? ¿Cómo se dice? You see what I mean? And so all of a sudden people are like, what the fuck? What? Yo. And it wasn't funny because it was more like shocking. Like, what is this? Like, what? One time I went to the Miami Improv for I waited, brought 10 people.
Yeah.
And like, I was number 27 on the list. And I came out fully painted green. Fully in green. My skin, my hair. And I did nothing but jokes about green. Hey, how you guys doing? I'm here with envy. Green with envy? Like these weird, like, I can't, like people would be like.
And it would just be like just watching it in amazement or like in astonishment.
Yeah.
And you just commit to the whole 5 minutes and you have it ready in your head, like ready to go. And then.
Yeah. So, because I wasn't comfortable talking in my, myself. I always had to do accents. Sometimes I'd dress in full, as a Walter Mercado, or I'd come dressed as a big fat Cuban woman, or I'd come, dressed as a, I don't know, just a weird character, like a, college frat boy with the letters, what's up, dude? What are you guys doing? Fucking partying? Get the fuck out of here. It's my first time doing stand-up. And, like that. Remember, I'm younger then, right? I'm like in my 30s and I looked younger. So like, people are like, what the fuck? Is that weird? So I didn't do, and then finally I started doing, yeah.
But the sets would work? Like people would like it?
Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't work.
Were you more trying to like keep in character and make people believe you, or were you trying to get laughs?
I was trying to get them to believe. I knew that if they really believed me, it could be, I don't know. I get that question all the time. I wanted them to believe that I was that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted them to believe that. Yeah. Yeah, it was weird.
And then you started getting into, and then you started writing. So what you think like you were like, it made you like uncomfortable? What you think?
I didn't think I was funny. I thought my characters are funny. It's totally different,
So it's like a more like a self-belief type thing, or like
I guess so,
like
yeah.
Inner, like,
and I didn't really study stand. I didn't take a stand-up class or anything. I didn't know, So
yeah, do you know anybody that's like I've almost wanted to sign up one time for his class just for
Ramon Garcia is great. I don't know if you know Ramon Garcia.
I never met him yet.
I think he does the one in Palm Beach. I don't know who does it now. Those classes are good because they make you do it, and they do teach you some great tricks, and you meet great people in the networking. If you want to do, I mean, you've already done stand-up, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not getting in, but whenever I see people that do improv and they're new to stand-up, they'll be like, "Oh, it's my second time or first time." I'm like, "Damn, how are you so?"
No. Those classes are great because they give you tell you to do it, and you learn, and you actually do it a lot of times in front of the class, and then they have a show for you, which is a big deal to have a show at the improv,
Yeah.
So no, I think those classes are great, but they didn't really exist back then,
Wow. Hey, so the Coconut Grove Improv was always crazy. That was a crazy place. I remember I went there a few times, and it was wild,
Dude,
bro.
There was some crazy shit there, man.
Yeah, it's like a Vietnam War veteran,
Yeah, you ask anyone that used to perform there, that was like my first time I ever got a check for performing. I got to host one of the open mics. It was like $50.
Oh, that's
it was
dope.
a big deal, And I'd been doing comedy for like 4 or 5 years, and I got to do that. And like after the show, like they would have the show, and then they'd have a late night show after it, like more urban audience,
Yes, I think I've been to
and
a
like
few
people
of those.
would roll in, like
it was like
it was tight,
And they had like I remember it was a tight little
room. It was
right?
awesome though. It was intimate,
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it was something you'd see like, I mean, God, who was I talking to the other day? There's been so many great people that performed there.
I saw Mike Epps there.
Oh yeah, well Mike Epps.
It was the craziest best show. But then I came back like 4 years later. I saw he was selling. I went back and it was the same set. Like 4 years. Like shit.
Yeah, well, that's a dirty secret in comedy. A lot of comedians kind of just do the same set.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that a lot, but I improvise in between. I opened there for Brett Ernst and Ian Bagg and like all these like really Alan Jackson.
The one in Coconut Grove.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you feel more nervous like when you like you felt pressure like you worried they're gonna hear your set or something?
No, they usually had already seen my set because they'd been in my room and they'd seen, I gave them a spot or, usually only when you open for comedian, you only usually get like 7 minutes anyways, and you're gonna do your best stuff anyways, and it doesn't matter, they're gonna laugh anyways. People are gonna laugh anyways. When they go to pay money to go see like a big comedian, they're in a good mood, they're gonna laugh anyway. So no, I never felt that type of pressure. I opened once for John Lovitz, who's a famous old guy. You feel pressure when it's a big audience, with like 800 people or something like that.
More 800. Who sits 800 in
this
Miami?
This was at the
800 has a lot.
This was in Dania it used to be the casino there. I don't know if it's still there. There's a casino there, Jai Lai Casino or whatever. And there must have been at least 500 people there to see this guy John Lovitz, and
And you came out in front of five?
I did it, but when you have that many people, the audience, it's weird. It's not like the Coconut Grove Improv where you're right there and you can hear your own joke. It's like weird, bigger audiences.
I heard that the cadence is different. Like you have to wait for the laughs to
Sometimes
come in.
You do, yeah.
People say that
and you hear you can hear people in a really big crowd. People way in the back will talk. They're talking and you can hear them. It's just weird, huge. Yeah, I mean that doesn't happen to me all the time. I don't get to perform, but the few times I have is like it's like different. You got to really, you got to be able to, yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
When you did that one for him, he was like a few nights in a row, like
no, just one night, just
in and out.
Yeah.
When I was gonna ask you, so then when you, the first time I saw you, not the first time, but. When I saw oh my gosh, was at the Comedy Inn? That's a different room, huh?
The Comedy Inn is an amazing room. I think it's one of the best rooms in the United States, in Florida. Not that I've performed everywhere, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of the old Miami Improv, just smaller and tighter, And the people that go there, they're there to laugh, They're like, and they're kind of liquored up, It's great.
Yeah.
But no, the Comedy Inn is the best. I mean, you ask any comedian in you've worked there. You're in the comedy business. You know these people. The Comedy Inn is just, David Stebbins is like the ultimate, great comedian, writer, sharp. They foster you there. If you're a comedian, they give you tips, on how to get better.
Oh yeah, Stebbins will
pull
man, aside,
he would pull me aside. He'd be like,
Freddie, so you've had that.
Oh yeah, well, so this little bit I did with Sir David Attenborough, and I did it as an experiment there once. He's like, Freddie, that was really funny, but you know what? If you do this and change this line to that line, it might be funnier. So the next show after that, I did it, killed. So you're surrounded by really great talent there usually, and people are supportive, and so it's a really that's the shit.
That was the first night working there. Was the night where you guys, when there's the first one back after a while. I think they were closed for a minute for COVID and stuff,
for a little while probably. COVID and management. I don't have no idea, but they were closed for a while. But that's such a unique gem. Few cities have a place like that.
It's crazy,
and it's not every night. It's not an every night thing, right?
No.
It's when do they do it? Every 2 weeks, or I don't know when they do it.
Once a month. Some shows.
But
are
when they
2
do
weeks.
it, when Mike Levine does that show, it is. That is professional. The stage, the sound, the size of the room. It's sold out. The vibe, the energy. There's plenty of parking. You know what I mean? It's just well done. The talent. It's good.
The music. He sets up the music so that you sit there. And then you gets it louder, and I kind of it's so cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so lucky to be there, man. And then
that is a unique place.
Man, I see he gets the music, and as it gets closer to the show, he puts the music louder.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, but that makes sense. He's a pro. He knows. He's travels. He's been to everywhere in New York, and so that's a pro.
And Stebbins is a wild man.
Yeah, he's wild. I saw David Stebbins once there during a show. He started doing jokes, there's some topics you cannot do. Okay, and cancer is not something that you should really, but he said something about that, and some people got offended, and he just kept going. And in the middle of the show, 16 people got up, yelling at him, and walked right out in the middle of the show. And it's like, fuck it, I'm going to keep going.
Mike told me.
And I was like, I was both mortified, but wow, that's commitment. you know?
Yeah, he's a savage.
And Mike Levine was like, hey, man, he's a pro. That's what he said.
Yeah.
You know, it was just so, you know, you don't see stuff like that anywhere. I don't think he does jokes like that all the time, by the way. But that was powerful to me to see that. Yeah. Kept going. Yeah. David Stebbins is an amazing, weird talent.
You were saying that, it's kind of different, right? Like when
weird,
you perform,
like great.
Yeah. Oh my God. Stebbins is one of my favorite parts of the show.
He just doesn't care. He's just all about him. He just knows his material and that's it. And just one of the best sets I ever saw was by Dave Stebbins up in Funky Buddha about 5 years ago. I mean, I love seeing talent like that.
Oh man, yeah. See, I only seen him there, but I didn't know you guys got to catch him doing other shows in other places. So you seen him like, oh yeah. So you seen him like, because when he hosts, sometimes I don't know how much of that is like more, he's kind of like riffing. You know what I mean? But
I think maybe he's probably comfortable there hosting stuff. But you know, he's something. Yeah, I've seen a lot of great comics.
You want another brewski?
I mean, it's possible. This one, she knows. Hey, keep him going. We
got you. We're ready.
I love it. This one is fantastic. He's something. Yes.
You were saying that
Emilio hangs out in a little cave filled with trophies that he's won in China or someplace like that. He suffocates his guests.
Look at the letters.
China, Taiwanese, it's all the same to this honey badger who...
That's going to be our new entrance. We're going to have to make a honey badger entrance. We're going to have to do a voiceover for the HBH.
Oh, shit. I'll be glad to. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's what we were saying with the people. It's good at the comedy and they're ready for comedy and they want to hear the jokes. We're like, I guess like at my level where I'm at right now, I go to like a lot of the bar shows and you see this like...
Yeah.
Like, how did
you got to step up your game when you go there. Like you can't like I'm used to doing. I'll go on stage and just talk for 25 minutes. You can't do that there. You got to do. And Michael tell you, he's like, I think we're gonna do this. I think you might want to do this. Close with this, maybe not. But he knows what you're good at and what works and what the crowd is there for. And you know that's a real pro thing. So it's good to hang out with in that scene. It's good to hang out in that scene.
Yeah, for sure. And I get to see the. What works to regular people.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Because you know where I'm at. So you know where I'm like, yo, you get the crazies. They're not the crazies, but like, especially Miami crowds, yo, we're like...
Yeah.
Sometimes, maybe Color Bay, you'll be all right, you know, but like...
No. If you're performing bars at open mics, it's usually people are either going there to drink or they're going there to like... go to the open mic and they already know they think it's not going to be funny or something like that. It's like a challenge, you know? It's the Miami it's like, you know, and then you get drunk ass people and, you know, it's just, you know, and sometimes it works great and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, the comedian they're there for that reason. That's why paid shows are usually very good because the people are going there to laugh and they're going to be in a better mood.
Yeah. So you were on a show a couple weeks ago with before PJ was just here and
Paul Julius.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best. Yes.
Yeah, he's dropping this week.
He used to perform at the Taurus a lot.
You guys remember you were telling me, yeah. You guys just did. Where was that at? The Bay Club. That was at
the
old
Bay
school.
Club in South Beach, run by Will Lopez and Alex Maurizio, and there's a competition whether that's the longest running comedy weekly show in Miami or the Taurus is the longest running weekly comedy show in Miami because we both started about the same time in 2014 and technically I think they've probably done more shows because I don't think they closed it all during COVID or anything, and that is a really that crowd is, it's not like the Taurus. Those are nice. The good thing about the Bay Club is that it's like nice. You know, like people there, it's not like the Taurus, the ratty, you know, people going to the bathroom doing bumps, screaming in the background. No one buys a drink. It's shitty. It's empty. You know, the Bay Club is like, you know, it's nice. You know, it's professional. They pay the comics. You know, so I would say that's probably the longest lasting real comedy room. Yeah.
That's legit. I never even heard of this one.
Oh yeah, the Bay Club. Nice, it's like where the Purdy Lounge used to be. So it's like I don't know if you know where that is. So West Avenue, you know West Avenue
in Brickell, right?
It's like no, South Beach. It's on South Beach. It's by that you know the main way to go to Miami Beach, the main bridge. It's like you go by the cruise ships. You know that bridge, the MacArthur Causeway, whatever it is.
Where you end up on South Point Park.
Right. There's another bridge one up there. There's the next one that goes over Star Island and it goes over the little things and blah blah blah. It's at the end of that bridge. Yeah, it's South Beach, but it's on the bay side. It's cool.
By like Sunny Isle, no, the 74, like Fontainebleau. The
no,
Fontainebleau
like
Bridge?
20th Street.
Way before.
Like like Lincoln Road. If you go to Lincoln Road, you know Lincoln Road.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't make a right on Lincoln Road, you go left all the way to the bay. It's right down there, like that area.
Damn, so that one's been around as long as Taurus, you think?
Oh yeah, I mean the Taurus bar has been there for like a century, but that weekly show run by them is that's been there maybe probably longer, maybe now, I guess, I don't know, but it's good, it's great. They always have the best comics, and they pay you too. You know, Taurus doesn't really pay anyone. You know? Yeah, we never could do that.
Oh, there you go. Well,
maybe the headliner, maybe.
I think they get some.
They get a little bit now.
Get a little bit now, you know. It's pretty chill.
Yeah, they do a little bit.
Damn, so you passed it off. You passed it to Oriel.
Yes, thank God. I couldn't do it anymore. It was giving me a drug problem, and I couldn't. It was just too much, you know, doing it every week. But Oriel's amazing. You know, it's fantastic, and he's kept it going. He's the best, you know.
He's been doing it for a minute now. He's been doing it.
She's been doing it since 2019.
He might be pushing for your. He's 2 years.
He's done it longer than me.
No, you think so?
I think so. He started in 2019. It's 2023, so it's probably something like that. Yeah, Oriel's.
But he did it before COVID.
I mean, I left that room in like May of 2019 or summer of 2019, something like that. Yeah, and then he took it over in 2019 at some point. Yeah, he's been doing it nonstop every week for like 4 years.
He's been grinding at it.
Yeah.
Hey, were you like super relieved, like, oh, I'm done with this shit, like threw in the towel, or was it like, do you now now you kind of have like a special part in your heart for it?
I just, you know, you gotta, you know, I was a little tired of doing that every single week, running that show, and it was hard, you know. It's not like they paid me a lot of money. It was like maybe $150, you know.
And you gotta find people every week.
You had to, and I couldn't pay the other comics, and they'd give me, and I loved it, by the way. I loved Taurus. I still love Taurus. I was there the other night, actually, you know. But, you know, I mean, you get to a certain age and you can't be doing that every Thursday night, especially when you're teaching classes on Friday morning, you know. So I couldn't keep doing it every week, and it's a grind, you know. Sometimes I'd have to bring the stage with me in the back of my car and put it in the toilet,
bro.
and you know,
you need help.
Yeah, and we had helpers. Man. We had a guy old man named Keith, and we had Joe Turman. We had great people, Lou. But you know, it's hard. You know, it's a thing. You know, and you're there. And then you have a few drinks, and then before you know, it's 3:00 in the morning, and you know what I mean. Like I can't. You know,
it adds up.
Yeah,
bro.
it's like, you know. And then they paid me, but then I wound up spending that much money on other things, or you know, or beers. You know, so you know, every week for 5 years. I don't know how Oriel can do it. He's clearly has a girlfriend. So.
Yo, when bro, like that's true, man. It's a long time.
You should maybe consider having your own open mic somewhere where you host it.
You were saying that I've been hosting a few shows here and there. I've been hosting Sandbar open mics.
Oh, okay.
So the one Sandbar, the
one down here?
The one I saw you. I seen you perform there.
Right. Yeah.
With you perform there. I seen you do all the characters. That was the first time. Oh, it was
Is that still going?
That one's still going.
I really like that. It was outside in the patio. Yeah.
It's a secret little room, bro, that nobody really knows about. The open mic is small, but when I go there, I get a lot of time. I do I'm the last person on stage, and I'll just go on there for like 10, 15 minutes, and I'll try to riff and talk to the people.
Dude, that's what you need. Then you're good at that, you know?
Yeah, it's weird that like in that place, I guess because I'm from around this area, it's like very similar to like Kendall, Cutler Ridge.
That's okay.
But I guess like I get along with the people there. So if I run out of shit to say, I'll just talk to the crowd.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's half of it anyways, just feeling comfortable on stage.
That's normal, right?
Yeah, and do shit from your neighborhood. There's nothing wrong with that. That counts. That's comedy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? You know, people are like, oh no, you can't do this to it. No, fuck that shit. Be the king of this area. That's the same thing. It's being on the stage. Absolutely. I liked that a little. That place. That was good. That was like the first time I'd actually ever been there. That's crazy.
Me too. But now I've been going there often, and sometimes it's tough because people don't like performing outside. A lot of comedians don't like performing outside. I guess.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, outside. So if you can do it outside.
I don't mind outside because I can't feel their energy.
Yeah.
Like if it's going bad, I don't really feel it.
The problem is if it's going good, you can't feel it either.
It goes to the air, but that's the thing.
That's the problem. But I mean, that's most comics don't like outside. But fuck it, if their mouths are pointed towards you, you might hear the laughter.
There you go.
Who was the other guy that was doing that room? He's at the Taurus all the time. Daba
does it.
And Daba told me that he was tackled on stage. Or there was a fight.
Oh yeah. That place is dangerous.
That place is dangerous.
Check
dude.
this out. The one night I don't go. I've been going there every week. One night I don't go. I think I was shooting a podcast or something. I don't go. Daba gets attacked. They rush the stage. Daba had to stop the guy from attacking Raul.
That's right. He was going to attack Raul.
Right? Daba had to stop it. I'm like, yo, I've been waiting for this moment all year long. This was my time. This was my time to show you guys that I'm not a bullshit artist. You know what I mean? You would have seen me. It would have been so epic.
It would have been so great.
I would have been viral, bro.
That would have been great. That's
I would have been doing my tour. I would have been doing my tour.
Oh, no. You would have been, you would have been, you would have been totally.
And I wasn't there. This fucking guy rushed the stage. I've been wishing a motherfucker would for all year, Freddy.
This is it. This is what you do. This is what you do. He would have tapped out.
I would have
you would have got him all. That would have been perfect. Yes, I think it happened like the week, like 2 weeks before I was there, and I was so fascinated. Like, wow.
Check this out. And then 2 weeks later, there was a shooting there. There was a shooting there.
Okay, so that's going too far.
But check this out. There's a shooting there over the karaoke microphone. Over that microphone. That
well,
stage.
you shouldn't fucking take someone's karaoke microphone. First off, the fuck. There's some rules in life.
That's the most dangerous.
Are you serious? That place doesn't
mic
seem that dangerous, but I guess it is.
I guess they got the guns in the back of the golf. They're bringing their golf carts. How bad of an area could it be that they're bringing golf carts?
I don't trust those golf cart people. Those motherfucking golfers, they don't fool me. They try to be all bougie and shit. Hey, fuck, what's up, bro? I got a golf cart. I got money and shit. I'll cup you right now, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Melissa, get the fuck over here.
Golf cart kids are the worst.
Golf cart kids are the worst.
The worst, bro.
Fucking privileged little bitches.
If you got a golf cart, you don't. You're
you
gonna
fucking Key Biscayne little bitch.
Yeah, you're gonna suck.
Oh God, no. You haven't made it until you've been attacked on stage. Anyways, I've been attacked on stage.
You have been attacked on stage.
Oh my God! I tell you?
Yes,
I was once attacked by a drunk guy. I was doing like a Cuban accent, but I was pushing it too far, and he was drunk, and he grabbed the mic and I'm rolling around on stage. Like my dad happened to be at the show, and he's like, my dad grabs the guy. We're rolling around, glass breaks. And the kid, no security. The bartender kicked him out. That happened once, and the show kept going.
Yeah.
What else? I had one time people throw limes, just fucking limes out of their drinks, like, you fucking suck. Yeah, crazy ice. Sometimes you're in this. I had shows, some open mics shows I go to. There would only be 7 people in the whole audience, 6, and it only takes one person in a crowd of 6 to just fuck up the whole for everyone. Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah. One time a guy followed me after a show.
OMG.
Yeah, he followed me and to another bar. And he had seen me many times, and he was standing in the back, older guy. We don't know his name. It's a true story. There's an article about this, actually. I'll send it to you.
No way.
This is kind of serious, though. I'm going to throw this at you. It's going to
That's
throw
right.
a screwball.
We go deep. We're gonna.
I was been doing it every week at this bar in Coral Gables, and I can't name the name of the bar this happened at for legal purposes, but I went to go meet the other comics after a show. You go to another bar, right, down the street. All the comedians there, and I was there, and I'd had a few drinks, and I'm sitting down at a table like this. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and someone just taps me. I'm sitting with a bunch of people. My other comedian friends were on the other side of the bar, so I didn't know all the people. Someone taps me on the shoulder. Hey, Freddy, you faggot. Now, I hear that all the time. My friend, hey, you faggot, blah, blah, blah. So I turn around, and a fucking fist the size of like a basketball, boosh, cracked my nose, blood, glass. I fall on the table, pass out, fucking, crazy. Yeah, that happened in 2011. There's a whole article about it. I'll send it to you. Yeah, and like this person, we found out he got in his car, he fled. By the time I woke up, he was gone. Right, and this guy had got in his car and he ran outside and fled. Was never seen again. And the police report from the videos and stuff. This man, had been going to my shows at this one bar, and he would stand in the back of the room. I don't remember what we'd look like, that was crazy. You know, he was some sort of crazy
like a stalker type.
I don't know.
Hater,
I still don't know what it was, but I was one of the first comedians in Miami that was open about who I am. Like one of the first open gay comedians. Like first time. My act isn't about that. In fact, that's very little part of my life at all. But I would talk about it sometimes, and maybe he didn't like. My point being is that sometimes it can be dangerous, I mean, look at the comedians that have been attacked recently, Fucking Dave Chappelle, I think, was attacked on stage.
Dave Chappelle got attacked. Another guy.
Who was the other one? Oh, what's his face got slapped by fucking,
Chris Rock got slapped.
I mean, comedians get attacked sometimes by crazy drunk ass people,
100%. I seen
So you need to get your ass attacked. That's the only way to really make it anymore, is to be.
Damn, bro. Now I feel bad because I feel like now I have.
If they attack you,
I have privilege. That's what I'm saying. I need to cover my ears, bro. I don't want to be a fighter when I go on stage.
I was kidding
dog.
about your ears.
But no, I'm just saying when I go on stage, I don't want people to think they gotta laugh. You feel me? I want to I'm
First off,
funny.
people would never notice that. And
they can't notice that.
And secondly, that they would. There's something about you that no one would mess with you.
Gentle,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, fuck yeah. What the hell?
You do. You have
That'd be silly, yo. And but if they do, we're going on TikTok, dog. We're
Dude,
going viral.
It
I'm
would
gonna
be
judo
the
throw.
best thing that ever happened.
I'm gonna do my. I want to keep. If I do get attacked, I want to remember that I be cool enough where I just do wrestling.
Oh
No striking. I just want to lock the guy up, and I want to be talking yo, you all right, bro? Chill. And then it's throw him up, and then go back to my punchline.
You know the fucking moves. That would be awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course, you would be like, watch it, keep
a knee on him. And then have him on the ground and be like, yo guys, somebody get security. And then
the
just keep on
jiu-jitsu
going.
comedian, dude. That would be incredible.
That's the way we're going. PJ started training. He's got 2 weeks in now.
Really?
Yeah, we got a few.
Man, does he live down south here?
I think so.
Is that place near here? Or by the Comedy Inn?
It's by the Comedy Inn, so more down south, more down south place.
I'd work out, but it's too far.
Yo, so let me ask you,
I wasn't in jiu-jitsu. I was in jiu-jitsu, which is completely different.
What is jiu-jitsu?
I don't know, but you have to be from White Plains, New York.
Oh, Jew! We got my friend.
I'm not Jewish, but my grandfather was, so somehow I feel like I can make fun of Jewish people, which is obviously I don't do that. But anyways, jiu-jitsu is very funny in 1972. Okay. Yes. So Paul's doing training with you?
Paul's training now.
Are you his coach?
Yeah. I'm coaching him and stuff like this.
Oh man.
So we're trying to get a little squad going,
Really? When do you go do that?
I teach every night, Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. And then I go straight to Taurus. On Thursdays, I go to comedy
a dangerous combination. Going there, working out, and then going to Taurus.
But what's good is I'm tired, dog. I'm tired. You feel me? So I'm kind of exhausted when I get there. But you know what sucks is when you get beat up in the gym and then you bomb. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, I double sucked today.
I'm not gonna lie. That would suck to get beat up and then go to Taurus.
You got a headache and then you go to Taurus and it's like now you got a headache and these people are just like.
Do you know how funny that actually is that you just said that? It really sucks to get beat up at the gym and then go and get beat up on stage.
Mentally.
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
That's not normal to experience that all the time, and you do because what you're saying is training and sparring and kicking and fighting, right? Yeah, of course, that's what you do. So but you said it kind of like matter of fact, like, man, it sucks, to get beat up and like someone like me, like if I got kicked in the face, I'd be out for a week, bitch. Like I would be in traction, doctor's hospital. Give me the straw. Like you.
We'll give you one session. We'll give you one session.
One session, bitch. Fuck. I'd be like, there's no way my old ass could do that.
If you go to one session, we'll be out for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, bitch.
Freddy's booked for a show. Nah, you ain't going, dog.
Just roll my ass in. Oh, yeah, happy birthday. This is a pain in the neck, literally. Oh my God! Could you imagine my ass training jujitsu? Holy shit!
No, but if we can get like a Walter Mercado, like doing jiu-jitsu, dog,
man.
I can get you in a class showing
can
you
you
a move.
imagine Walter? Capricornio. Ay!
Yes, bro.
Sagittario. Fagata.
Yo, you guys, that's a good little skit right there.
Oh
We got
Aris. I tap out. Aris. That'd be incredible.
We would do like a voiceover, like I'll do the move, and then you have you talking. In the
Oh my God, that would be
explaining it.
incredible.
We do you explaining it.
Oh my God.
And then, yo, we got something here, bro. We got something. We can make it happen.
That would be interesting. Yes, like
if I technique videos,
so
do
if you did a
voiceovers.
video of like a set of like a match you're talking about, and like I would do we'd also have to have background so it sounds like it's there, you know, like people screaming or whatever. We could add that, you know. Great double by Plex move by the Honey Badger.
Oh my God! Yo, my boy!
The Aquario on the cusp of Leo is about to attack. Look at the butterfly kick. Or whatever. I don't know the terms.
You can do my boy Alex Volkanovski. He's a UFC champion. He's the #1. He's a featherweight
Volkanovski, this guy is asshole. I know everything about him. Alexander. I know. I see the videos with this guy. He's Putin. Likes to put in or not put out. You know what I mean? This is great. No, Alexander. I love Alexander. He's fantastic. He's like American. In America, you watch TV, and my country, TV watches you. This is fantastic.
Yeah, for real.
Alexander the Great. Not really, but I don't want him to kick my ass. Hi, Alexander. My name is Steven, and I live in Pembroke Pines. No, I know who he is, man. I've seen all the videos. Yes, of course. I would love to do something like that.
That would be fucking money, bro.
Just try doing one and see what happens.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be funny. I do like tours of Miami. I'm like a Miami historian sort of type.
Yeah, I want that.
Not a pro historian, but I'm kind of a amateur historian. Like, I grew up here. My family's from here. And so sometimes on my tours, I'll be in character. And I'll do Walter Mercado.
Oh my God.
I have. And someone has recommended me that I do my famous walking tour of Little Havana, like Cacayocho, as Walter Mercado. Like, can you imagine, like, people, you know, like me dressed in this fucking crazy thing talking about, and the Tower Theater was established in 1933, Capricornio. And these are, like, I tell the story, the history, and then now and then I throw a Sagittario. You know? Like, with the wig and the fucking... Yeah.
It would kill.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, that voice is funny, and if it's over the top, you know, with something serious.
It's like a good, it's a nice little cachet.
Yeah.
So Miami historian, how did you get into that? I was wondering if you went to, I thought you were teaching Miami history. I thought you was maybe going to, do you teach that in school or in university, like Miami history?
No, I don't teach it at the university. I teach sociology, social issues, although I talk a lot about Miami history in it. But I do teach it because I teach it to friends, family, and I even have my own little business where I give tours. And I had a one-man show in 2014 at the Fillmore called Miami See It Like a Native. It was a one-man show, kind of like what's his face?
Mike Tyson had one.
You know, it's a one-man show where I came out as like 7 different Miami characters. This is a long time ago, 2014, where I come out, but I tell the story of Miami, right? The history of it.
Yeah, that's dope.
And so I did this at public libraries and stuff. My point is, I do teach Miami history, but I don't teach it at the university. I teach it, you know, I docent sometimes for the History Museum. I give tours. I write articles about it. You know, I do that type of stuff, you know. So I got interested in it because my family's been here since the 1908. You know,
wow.
Yeah, in Homestead.
You're Cuban?
No.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool that you can do. Oh shit! I for sure thought you were Cuban.
No, everyone thinks that. No,
that's hilarious.
Yeah. No, my dad is like old, you know, Miami, you know, Miami. That's what
Miami.
That's what he's still called. He's called Miami, because he was born here in 1942, and so they pioneered here in 1909. My great grandparents in the Homestead. And my mom, and they've been here ever since. So we're really into Miami history, you know? And as my dad says, they've been here since the BC days, before Cubans. But...
Yo, for real, he must have loved it. It must have been like, this place was tremendous.
No, I can do a Spanish accent because my dad married a incredible woman who's Colombian and French. So she was born in Colombia, and her dad was French, and she moved here when she was a teenager. But we never learned Spanish, my brothers and I, because we just couldn't. My dad, we didn't speak Spanish at home, and my mom doesn't really ever speak Spanish, and I grew up in a Southern cracker family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we love, all my friends are Hispanic. I grew up in Miami. Fuck, I've been,
you're like,
look at the way I talk.
That's what I'm saying. We have that like Hispanic
Right.
in
But
us.
I'm just good at accents. So the
dope,
Cuban
bro.
accent is the best for me because that's the most I've heard in my life.
Yeah.
But I can do many different accents. Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my
Right.
god, I love the accents, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, my boy does a good Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's always just cracking me up, like doing Arnold,
Yeah, I can't do a good Arnold.
But the Cuban accent is so good for you to like easy.
Well, yeah.
Do people like it in other states too?
Yeah,
People
they
like
do.
it
It's one of the
internationally?
only accents that everyone kind of likes because I'm animated, So yeah, I just like funniness about. I just like accents. They're funny to me.
Yeah, but like I wonder if there's certain. Man, there's a weird one. You're trying it as a kid, right? So you can like naturally do it. You feel like
I would
and,
watch a lot of Saturday Night Live, and I just liked accents. I love accents. I'm an audio type of person. I just like sounds. I don't even care if it's funny. I just like to mimic. Mimicking, copying. I
Yeah.
love like parrots. If I could be an animal parrot, it would be awesome because they can copy like any sound. I think that's such an amazing talent. There's people that can do that much better than me, and I'm just like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's impressive as hell.
To me, it is. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. It'd be like you being, seeing someone that's a really good fighter or something. I don't know. Although I can't kill anyone with my accents.
The badger and the parrot.
The badger and the parrot.
It's gonna be the name of this podcast episode.
Yeah. The badger loves the parrots. Unorthodox and strange, the parrot is also quite a weird creature with an unordinarily large beak. Some call him the macaw. I don't know what that means.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
my man.
I know, man.
So what do you got going on? Anything? Any shows this week, or what's the haps?
Yeah, so I just started doing animal porn, and I will be doing a great set.
If you need a studio.
With a honey badger,
I know,
ironically, in Wilton Manors on next Tuesday. I don't know what that means. I had a comedy gig the other night in Wilton Manors, and which is weird is Wilton
Where's
Manors
that?
Wilton Manors is in Fort Lauderdale, right? And it's known for being, and believe it or not, though I told you about myself, I'm not into the Wilton Manors. Wilton Manors is like a very, very gay neighborhood, and it's known for that. But this was a comedy show done by Dean Rashdi called Don't Tell Comedy, like a underground. It was at a gym after hours. Very gay, by the way, very gay at a gym. But it wasn't for gay people. But Wilton Manors, Wilton Manors is a place up in Broward, and it was just on the top of my mind. Anyways, but. Yeah, I'm performing. I have a few big shows coming up. I'm going to be at the Miami Improv on March 12th with Clyde Gordon. And I also have my big famous show, Freddy and the Flamingos, which is I used to do it every few months. It's my big cabaret show, circa 1960s, Desi Arnaz with my own salsa band behind me at Bar Nancy in Little Havana. It's a variety show, and I come out with the whole show is, I'm the MC. I'm Freddy Flamingo, a Cuban guy, technically, pencil-thin mustache, big black bouffant hairdo, pink tuxedo, and I come out and I sing, and I have a really great salsa band that plays behind me, and I tell the jokes, and then we bring out 3 great comedians. I think Josh Rosen's going to be in this one. I think we haven't solidified the other 2. We usually have a burlesque girl dancing. We're trying to get a fire eater. It's like an hour and a half show. A show, Entertainment, and I've done, this will be our 13th show.
Wow.
Yeah, and this,
you got a location
tickets will
for
go
that?
online tomorrow night at Eventbrite, and it's a really hot show, $25 each, and we only can sell 75 max, and they usually sell out very quickly. It's like a very hot, cool Miami variety show, right?
Yeah, that's dope. Okay,
Yeah.
let me know. Let me know when you get that going on so we can
I
go check
definitely
it out.
will.
Me and
Yeah,
Seth
yeah.
are gonna pop in. But you make money on these shows, right? When you do them, like.
Well, yeah,
like, that's how
we
you
don't make a
can-
lot of money, because we have to pay the band. Bands are expensive, and we pay each comedian,
But you're kinda like the producer,
if
right?
I make me and Polly McPollerson, who's another brilliant comedian, and she's my director, really.
She's a voice actress too.
She's a famous voice actress.
I didn't know
she's
that.
the
I
voice
just-
between many of all the characters of South Park in Espanol. She does a lot of them. Yeah,
wild.
she has some amazing podcasts. One of them's on the top 10 New York Times list.
No way. I
She's
didn't
one of
know
my
that.
best friends. She's a very incredible talent, Polly. Yeah, she'd be great on this show sometimes. She's very entertaining and she knows a lot and she's something. But she
Barnancy.
co-produces the show with
When
me.
you said Barnancy, I was thinking about she has a show
She does
called
Triggered show. Yeah, she does it
That's
every
awesome.
month, and she's a cool person. That's the 31st of March, and that's going to be a big show, and I'm excited about that.
Nice, man. And you've been doing this for a long time. But how often do you do it? Like,
So we were doing it. It started in 2019, and we would do about 3 a year, 4 a year, because it's a big production, And I was always looking for a place. I would love to have a place where I could do it every week, like on South Beach at a hotel. You know what I
think
mean?
you
Like
can do it?
where the
You-
tourists would come.
yeah, like a tourist spot.
Like
where
a
you don't
tourist
gotta
spot,
worry about the-
like a variety, with the band and me. Very Miami, very, very Miami, comedy, but variety, great talent. I don't just like comedy. I like music, I like, people have different performance skills. I like comedy, but I like a show,
Yeah, fuck
and that was my goal. And then, COVID put a wrench in that. And so I took a year off from doing that show to find a different venue. That didn't work out. So now they want us back. They really want us back there. So we're going to have a hell of a show. I'm going to invite a lot of people in the industry to come, and maybe something works out. That's my goal. My goal is to be like that guy, that cheesy old guy in Miami. When you go to Miami, you go to where'd you go? Did you go to the Freddy Flamingo show? He's very funny. You got to do that once. You got to go to Joe Stone Crabs. You got to go to Little Havana, have a croqueta, and you got to go to the Freddy Flamingo show. Like you know what I mean? Like I want that guy.
Yes.
He's got
To
a
tell his
matinee
family
on
and
Saturday.
friends.
He's got a matinee on Saturday, and then you go to the hotel and they do the salsa band and the funny jokes and the shit with the big tits and the fire eater, and he tells them that's if I would that's it. I would that's my goal. I want to be that guy. I don't care about anything else. That's what I want. So yeah, I've been working on this a long time.
I think you got something there, bro. On South Beach, a weekly. It just be like you have to get new people every week, probably, right? Or
It'd be easy to grade. We know so many great people down here, and eventually that would catch on. Like when you come to Miami, you pay $40 and you go to the Freddy Flamingo show at the Hilton or at the whatever, at the fucking wherever it is. There's only on weekends. It's Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday. 2 shows on Sunday. That type of thing, like a show. Like a show. You know what I mean? And you gotta do this. A show. Like that type of thing. And I think there's a market for that. I just haven't worked hard enough at that. But this show will be a lot of fun. And there's people that come that are interested in, doing that. So we'll see what happens.
I like that idea. And especially, I'm sure people go to South Beach and they're going to be looking for things to do when they're already there.
Yeah. And it's hard to do comedy on South Beach. Have you ever performed on South Beach? It's very hard.
I haven't yet, but I could imagine. I'm sure it's like Brickell. Is Brickell hard? Do you reckon Brickell's hard? Or?
Brickell's better than South Beach. South Beach
Okay.
is hard because people on South Beach are, they're not really into comedy. All the bars are always changing management. They're always new bars. It's a new thing, and it's always like there isn't a stable thing. And people from South Beach are from all over the world, so they might not all get the same type of comedy. But if you had like a shtick show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With music, with a band playing, with songs that they,
with music in between,
and a burlesque dancer,
Dancing, that's what I
a
was
little bit of
thinking.
comedy, a little bit of salsa music, a little bit of a hot chick, a little bit of a flamboyant drag queen, whatever. Like a package, an hour and a half, boom, pink balloons, like on a cruise ship. I don't know what to. That would sell. Yes.
yeah, like very Miami,
Very
with
Miami.
a good host. If you come out like
Very good
super
host.
funny, entertaining,
High energy,
with the voices.
Yeah, and yeah, do the same jokes every time, but it's a different audience every time, right?
Yeah,
And
you know what's good about?
That's it.
Yeah, and South Beach has that like Vegas vibe where you can get that turnover of people
Absolutely
on South
you can.
Beach. Those hotels,
Yeah,
you get new people in those hotels.
Yes, I'm telling you, that's it. And I think
Dude, you got something
I think
there.
that's going to happen to me eventually. I just have to pay all these dues for years to do this to get there.
That's what it is, right?
I tell people about this in Miami, they're like, yeah, but people that really get it. That's a cool ass. Can you imagine?
No, I would love having like my
know what I'm
family.
talking about.
Yeah, I would love having my family come down and then like my family from Peru and be like, "Yo, we're gonna take him to the Freddy Flamingo
I
show."
throw in a little flavor about Miami, a little Miami history, a few jokes. With the guys, there's a drummer there. Like that whole shtick. I don't know what you call it.
It's an experience.
Yes, it's an experience. You come in. There's little palm trees and the salsa bands playing.
It's like the Thailand. It's like the Thai
Yes!
Berlinese shows, like the Cabernet shows in Thailand.
Exactly. That type of experience, but you know what you're going to get. It's always quality. It's pretty much the same. And if you're a tourist, you got to experience it once. It's like going to Miami. Every time you go to Miami, you got to do something. You got to go to Bayside once. You got to have a stone crab.
And
You
people
got to
always
fucking go to Little Havana,
Yes.
have a cup of coffee, and you got to go to the Freddy Flamingo show on Miami Beach. That type of thing. That type of thing.
What about boat tours? Do those boat tours have comedians? Are those guys comedians? And any of those, do you know any of the comedians that do those boat tours in Miami? Those are pretty popular, right?
I do boat tours.
Oh, shit,
But
see?
but no, it's rarely comedy. Do you mean cruise ships?
No, I was saying like
Like the boat tours, tourist boats.
Yeah,
in
like when
Miami?
people do, or people. I was thinking like if that was like a little thing there, like
Not really.
make it like
No.
a comedy boat show.
So so there are some that there are some and they do jokes during it, but no, it's not all comedy. It's like a little joke here and there. And I do some boat tours and I sprinkle in my personality, but no, it's not. All no, not what you're thinking. No, people who come to Miami boat tours, they're there to be on the water and be in the sun and see the beauty of Miami by the water, and
That's true.
a joke here and there is cute. Yeah.
Like a couple, like you probably have your go-tos.
Yeah.
Have you hit the road doing comedy and stuff?
I have. I mean, a little bit. No, not hit the road like toured on the road, but I've performed in St. Louis, Atlanta, Orlando, which to me is like on the road.
It's like another country leaving Miami.
Yeah. Well, I
huh?
went to a really
Wow.
foreign country the other day. It's called Fort Lauderdale, and it was like very, very bizarre.
What's it like? I heard they drive good.
No, they drive great. They have these cool things called turn signals. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They all speak English. It's very bizarre. And
They're nice.
so they're nice. Yeah, they say weird things like "thank you."
It's wild.
Yeah,
Yo, what the-
excuse me.
What?
Yeah.
You're talking shit. You're like, yo, I don't trust
Yeah, what the
this guy.
fuck? What the fuck?
Too nice. What did you want from me?
Yeah. No, I've never toured on the road. I've toured South Florida with some great comic who passed away. Oh my God, why am I? These beers are too good for me.
We did our job, Zaza.
But no, I've never done the on the road hotels. Traveling around. I haven't. I like being a professor, and my comedy's very South Florida. It's very Miami. I can do my shtick in other towns, more like American. I can do it. I can. Like I have a good set, but I do that Miami weird thing, and I love it.
That's awesome, man. Yo, my man.
That's
Freddy.
awesome, man. That's awesome. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are
Hey,
awesome. Next,
we did all right, right? We did all right. We're 144 in.
New
We're
happy
rocking and
birthday.
rolling, G.
The honey badger can do at least an hour and 44 minutes of comedy. We don't know if it's comedy, but he's mentally challenged.
That's the thing with that's the thing with comedy, dog.
The honey badger bangs his hand on the table.
I mean, that's how
Is
you
it
know
a
you're
mating
killing
call, or is he just a little bit dyslexic? Alcohol seems to run through the honey badger. The honey badger and his associate Jar Jar.
Oh man. Yo.
Oh shit!
My cheeks are-
Oh fuck!
It's going down.
It's going down.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
shit!
yeah. Damn, Freddy, you got work tomorrow? What time you teach in the morning?
Yes,
You
10:55.
10:55?
Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm good.
So I gotta be up earlier than you. As long as I
Yeah.
gotta be up earlier than you, I don't feel
Well,
too
bitch, you
guilty
gotta like
holding
work
you
out
up.
and shit. Like,
You know?
all I have to do is wake up. This bitch has got to go outside, run 17
Nah.
miles, get kicked in the face, then run back around, work out more.
I just make them work out, and then when they're mad tired, I'm like, all right, let's go. And
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
There's a lot of tricks in this shit.
I don't know how you do it. You got it. You got it down. Whatever
I
you're
roll
doing, you
up
got
in
it
there,
down.
and I roll up in there at 8:50, and then like
Fuck 850.
just
Shit.
pray there's nobody, you know, like oh goddamn, there's students today, son of a bitch.
Man, shit.
You ever-
That's
do
a
you get-
responsibility.
Do you get paid the same if people don't show up? Have you ever had nobody show up to your class and you're just like,
I've never had no one show up to class. There was one time when I didn't show up to class, but I could get fired for that now. No, they usually. Well, yeah, I mean it's college, so you don't really have to show up to class.
That's what it is, right? It's a tough one, bro.
I mean, no, they don't. They're paying for it. If they don't want to show up, they don't show up. But that does. They might not get a good grade. But yeah, it happens. Yeah, sometimes. You know, that's the great thing about college or adults. You know, and they can do what they want.
You ever taught in the Dayland one? I mean, not Dayland. Miami Dade College?
I teach at the Gap all the time, like the Gap and Abercrombie and Fitch. Like I teach folding 207. Polos are very difficult this season.
The Kendall campus?
No, I've never taught at Kendall.
Really?
Kendall's the most. Everyone I know went to Kendall. Kendall campus.
That's the stomping
That's the
ground,
shit.
bro.
107th, right here.
You already know.
That's it. That's it.
Right there.
I never, you know what?
That's actually the headquarters also for Miami Dade College, the whole human resources and all that. It's like it's
Really?
actually a big deal. But it's so kind of boring there, you know. Like
Yes.
I'm used to the city college of
Bro,
Wolfson.
forget about it.
You
That's
know?
a dope little area. You guys
But-
are like in the middle of everything.
Yeah, but the South, that's called the South, Miami Dade South.
How do you get there? You take metro or you drive in? and
When
park?
I teach in downtown, so I drive, or I can take metro if I want.
Right.
But no, the Kendall campus, all the campuses are the same credits. It's just each campus is different, and you know, I like the city one in downtown.
I didn't know fucking Doral was Little Venezuela until I went to Miami Dade Doral campus
Oh my God,
a class,
yes.
I needed a class that they only had, and it was like the
That's
time
why
I
they
was
have different
doing-
campuses, so people work, right?
Yeah,
And they do it
so
close by, yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I had to take a class, and it was available in Doral.
Doral,
So I went
yeah.
to Doral, and then bro,
Yeah.
everybody stood up and said where they're from. The shit was like kindergarten. I'm like, yo, how is this college?
I know,
Sean?
no, I
What do you
know.
mean? This is college? Like, yo, okay, everybody
Right.
stand up, say where
Right,
you're
right.
from, and I was
Right.
like,
Hey, my name is Jose, and I don't speak English, but I'm happy to be here. Happy birthday.
yeah, I didn't, yeah.
But I do that actually. I will tell you, I do that at Miami Dade too. Wolfson, we have students from all the class. I teach sociology. At least 10 different nationalities.
Yeah.
Russians I have a class, Venezuelans, Bolivians. I have kids from Nicaragua, several from Cuba. And when I say from Cuba, like from Cuba, like they came here 5 years ago and they learned English or hard work. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, like international, and that's very Miami. That's Miami. By the way, Miami is one of the only cities in North America. Sorry, turning into a sociology professor.
I love it. No,
One of
let's
the
go,
only
dog.
city-
Honey
one-
Badger Hour,
it's
we're
one-
about inform, entertain, and inspire.
The honey badger loves statistics.
That's good, right?
The Miami's one of the few major cities in the United States that was founded by a woman, by the way, which is kind of interesting. Yes, that's right, Gloria Stefan. And no, she was Julia Tuttle. That's right. But number two, right now, Miami's one of the only major cities, meaning cities over 1 million people, where the majority of the population. Think about that. Miami's population over 3 million. The majority of the population, their first language is not English. So think about that.
wild.
There's very few cities in the world like that where they're in the country and their native language is not the language of that country. The other one I think is Montreal, Canada, mainly French. And so Miami is a very unique city. I think over half of the citizens of the city, Miami itself, are from a different country. Think about that. So it's not unusual at a city college, like Miami Dade College, where many of the students are from a different country. You know, Haiti, you know, the Caribbean, South America. Many Europeans here in Miami now. You know,
Yeah, a lot of Russians and like,
there's a lot of Chinese students here now. I have some
There's
Chinese.
a lot of Chinese.
Yes.
When I do comedy in Brindle, I see Chinese people.
Yeah, and we have
Chinese.
we have people from a completely weird country I never heard of before called Pembroke Pines, and they. Okay, that's a Miami joke, but yeah, many different types. So yes.
I never knew Miami was. First of all, I never knew Doral was Little Venezuela.
A little Colombia and little
Doral?
Venezuela.
Okay.
A lot of Colombians in Doral, yeah. Yeah.
You know what's funny too? You know what class I took, bro? And it's one of the only classes I got a fucking straight A in. Speech.
I could see you good at speech.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't believe it, dog. I was
So
like,
you're good. You're used to being in front of people. I mean, you're very good in front of people. You fight in front of people.
No, but like, yeah, exactly. It was just crazy how like it's funny how
you take that for granted, man. Amelia, you take that for granted. Like you have a natural energy. You're good. Most people don't have that. Most people don't scare. Most people I know are scared to death to get in front of a crowd. And that's good.
No, for sure, man. You know what's crazy? I for sure felt like a comedian longer than I felt like a fighter. I felt like a fighter, but I was like the funny guy trying to be a fighter for a long time.
Well,
and now I'm like, oh, thank God I'm done with that fighting shit. I hated that shit. I just felt so cool, I was like so manly about it.
No. You are a fighter and you are a comedian.
I was scared though, dog. Now I'm like, finally, I can just be funny.
I know a great fighter. I know a great guy. He's a middleweight fighter. He's a boxer. His name is Emeka, and I met him when I was in Colombia. He's an American guy. He lives in L.A. and he travels with his family. You know, when you tour, you have to have a team with you. You know, you got to have your trainer and your mom and your girlfriend and your dad. And I just met him, and we're on a van, like one of those vans in Colombia, trying to get from Santa Marta to Barranquilla, which is a long little van. And it's a chaotic, blah, blah. And I was talking to him. He's like, and he's African originally. He's like, how do you do an African accent, by the way? Well, I can't think of how to do it right now because I'm a little bit cool. Yeah.
No,
What?
that's Jamaican.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Well, anyways, so he's like, I told my committee, he's like, man, a lot of boxers. I don't know why I'm talking like this right now.
Oh,
Grafiki. Yeah.
Oh,
Very good. He says, I am comedian in Nigeria. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, I like be boxer, but I think I'm a funnier comedian. And I'm like, what the fuck? Say something. He's like, well, it was funny. Like what I'm saying is like the boxers, that's why like boxers and fighters, like there's something about the challenge of that. Like, and he was funny.
Yeah,
he was like, if I wasn't a boxer, I would want to be a comedian. He's really good though. He's really good. I follow him.
Awesome.
So yeah, I could see you. Well, you are a comedian. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, Honey Badger's very funny, but you're a great fighter. And I think people that are really talented at one thing are usually good at a lot of things. You know, it's about the energy. Yeah,
it's true, right? Like
I think. I mean,
no, 100%, bro. Then we got something here, boys. Then we got something here, dog.
We got something. I'm going to put you on the road to Poughkeepsie, New York. I can see it now. The Honey Badger, and it'll be a big thing. I can see it now. We'll get Alexander Kavinsky there and the Utah 7. Oh, it'll be fantastic. We'll put him in a strawberry field in Kendall, and we'll kick the ass.
That's your lane. You got to make that's what we got to make. Say the Jewish. You gotta get like the manager, the New York, the old school boxing manager.
Hey, I can see it now, Badger. Oh, Badger, we'll do it. We'll get the whole Nicaraguan market cornered. It'll be fantastic.
I want to be the best, coach. I want to be number one.
Oh, you got it, kid. You got it, kid. You got to tough it up. You're not tough enough. Let me take this bottle. Bash. You got to be tough. You got to be tough. You got to want it. I remember when I was a kid in 1932 in the Bronx in New York, people would stone me and hit me with apples. And I'd be like, I can take it, coach. I can take it. Whatever. We'll put you on the train. No more airplanes for you, kid. Like Rocky's like coach. Like,
yes.
No more airplanes for you. Honey Badger. The Honey Badger loves to be beaten with apples. No more.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. There's no way you're having this much fun in class tomorrow.
oh shit, no, I'm not.
Oh, my gosh. So you going back tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I mean,
10:30?
Yeah,
10 to class?
yeah, I'll be alright.
Sociology. I'm trying to think. I'm going to give you a real Miami Dade
it's
question.
alright.
What's this? Sociology is people?
Yeah, sociology is
That's social studies, right?
It's related. Well, actually, it is related to
Okay,
social
there we go.
studies. Social studies would be the high school kind of equivalent of sociology. So social studies is the study of like different parts of American society, right? How the government works, how different types of racial and ethnic groups, different age groups, what are trends about society. Sociology is the study of people
of the groups we're in life. And all people are social creatures, and we're all in groups. We're not individual. We need to be with other people, and we need to be in organization groups. You're a part of many different groups. You're a part of the boxing community. You're also, I don't know what your ethnicity is, but whatever that ethnicity, you might relate to that. You also have a nationality group. You're also part of an age group. You're also, we all have our different groups that we're in. And in American society, there's many different groups. There's racial groups, there's ethnic groups, there's age groups, there's political groups, there's the effects that society has on an individual. If you are a young person and you grow up in a certain area, guess what? You're going to wind up acting influenced by that area when you're older, whether you like it or not. We're influenced by our society and how we grow up. And that's what sociology is. So when you talk about like kids that are criminals, right, or become criminals, the odds are that they grew up in an environment, usually, where they were surrounded by that. You know what I mean? That's sociology, how the society influences you, who you are, right?
And the culture, right? Like
the culture. It's culture also. That's right. That's sociology.
Wow. So
yes,
then,
there will be a quiz in about 5 minutes.
So then, like the Miami Dade sociology, do you teach a lot about this, like Miami Dade?
I do.
Like,
I'm not supposed to, but I do anyways because I think it's very interesting. And half of the students in my class, if they're not from other countries, they're all from Miami.
And we have Miami Dade, right?
Yeah, and we're influenced. If you grew up in Miami, you're fortunate. You got to live in Thailand and other countries and stuff like that. Many people in Miami have never left South Florida.
I was gonna say, but you don't need to. It's such a great city that it's crazy.
You're right.
You don't need to, but like, I never knew that when you leave Miami that
of course
places don't sell alcohol after 12 o'clock.
Well, there's a lot I didn't know until I moved out to L.A.
Me neither.
I didn't fucking,
How is it that Miami is less strict than Thailand?
I know, it's amazing. It's
right?
amazing. It's amazing. But you don't learn these things until you really go somewhere else and experience it. So that's why travel is so important, Travel. I don't mean like go to Disney World's fun, but I mean travel. Go somewhere and hang out there with a family or with friends or for like a week and smell it and feel it and be uncomfortable with it and enjoy it and do the tourist shit and soak it up. That's how you really learn about, to me, different cultures. That's what sociology is about, really, and how that influences you.
Dog, then I was a fucking sociologist.
Oh, you're definitely a sociologist.
I've been traveling the world, bro. I'm a goddamn sociologist.
You are. You actually do know a lot about different societies, so you kind of are a sociologist.
But it's true. It made me smarter because I don't really have much education, but traveling the world, I know so much.
That's the best education you can get. Let me tell you something. You can take all the fucking courses you want, but you go live somewhere else, you learn a lot more about people and cultures and traditions and history and laws and...
it's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Language. My God, language.
I was living in Singapore, and
I'd love to go to Singapore. I've still never been.
It's three different groups. It's Chinese, Malaysian, and Indian. But the Malaysians are Muslim, and a lot of the Indians are Muslim. Right. I never really met Muslim people until I moved over there. And then I was living with like six of them.
And there's some Indian people. Many Indians are Hindu, and they don't like the Muslims. There's all these different.
Oh my God, it's so funny. The Chinese hate the Malaysians. The Malaysians hate the Chinese. Everybody hates the Indians. It's like they're all.
Yeah, Singapore's a really interesting
wild place.
City country, basically.
Yeah. It's like
I would love to go.
Oh,
They're
man.
very strict there too. Very strict.
Yeah, so supposedly, but it's so strict that it's safe and they don't know what it is. It's like
it is.
Like they don't know what, you know what I mean? But bro, people like the girls will get drunk there and pass out on the street because it's so safe.
Really? Because I heard like you can't like even like chew gum there and stuff.
Nah,
like that.
they say that's the thing. Well, that's what's crazy, man. I've gotten pretty banged up in Singapore. Like Singapore, they party hard. Like alcohol is big there.
That's cool.
And
the honey badger likes Singapore. Honey badgers are fascinating creatures. They like to get banged up in foreign places. This honey badger's been banged quite a few times. One look at his face reveals everything. I'm just kidding. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
No, you kidding?
It just.
Look at this shit, dog. This is not.
I'm fucking with you. I'm just making fun of you. I'm just kidding. It's just a funny roll of the tongue. He's gonna.
So good.
The honey badger's gonna kick my ass when this microphone's turned off. You'll see me. I'll be buried at West Lawn. Film it for you at home. Please just bring the ashes.
Yo, Freddy, my man. All right, so we got. I forgot I reacted to that like 30 minutes ago. What you got going on? But we're
yeah, man. I'm. You asked me that.
That was like an hour
honey
ago.
badger has
I was gonna close up like 40 minutes ago.
The honey badger has a terrible memory.
But
Yes,
I saw you sweating bullets, and then when we got the fan, I was like, all right, we got the second win now.
No,
You know
no,
what
I'm
saying? I
doing
was like,
much better now.
sweating out
Thank
my
you.
boy, Fredy, dog. I felt bad, dog.
yeah, I'm good now. I did have a drink a lot this weekend, so that probably didn't help either. But no, man, I'm doing great. And March 12th at the Improv, and then the 31st, Freddy Flamingos, and you can find all that out on my Instagram, which is all my social is Freddy Stebbins. Freddy Stebbins at Facebook, Freddy Stebbins at Instagram, and FreddyStebbins.com. So I have them all there, and please check it out.
How do you like Instagram and stuff for the older
What are you
fellas?
trying to
the
say?
Next generation, dog. I'm getting there. You feel me?
I love social media. I'm addicted to it. I admit it. I'm fucking addicted to it. I'm addicted to likes. I'm into it. I post every few days, and I'll post like people do like every second, but like. It's helped me so much with what I do, and it makes me feel good when I can talk to people I haven't talked to in forever. Yeah, I'm all in. TikTok, I haven't gone full TikTok yet.
Me neither. I'm trying to convince her to get it, but she don't want to do it either. I need to hire
that involves effort. You know what I mean? Like you get a video and all that shit. I just want a picture and a little thing. That's it. That's all I need. So Instagram is good because you can link it to your Facebook and bam, everyone's out there, Yeah, that and sex apps. Those are the only two social media things. Tinder, whatever you got.
The most important. The apps, bro. What kind of photo do you put? Walter Mercado as your photo? What's like the good
On my
photos?
Instagram, I have every photo, every character, yeah.
So you pick a character, like, who do you want me to show up as tonight? You know what I'm saying? That could be killer, bro.
Dude, when you're me or you pretty much got to, whatever you post is going to be there for a long time, and it's there. So I have every character I've ever done. I have birthday pictures. I have friends with my Mother's Day. I have me dressed as Walter Mercado. I have me with a G-string and coconut cups. I mean, I've got everything. It's a mix between me and comedy and being a professor and a history guy and being drunk on a Saturday night with my friends. That's what it is. It is what it is.
No, but for the dating app, what do you use? You use your characters. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no! I'm
always thinking, what art do I put for my app?
No, that's hilarious.
I was thinking like I put the fighter pictures, but I'm like, you know what? These girls that like fighters, they're crazy, dog. I don't want these girls.
I would never. When and if I ever go on apps like that, I do not want to reveal to them anything about my public.
You do normal person shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I
don't need people. Yeah, no. Yeah.
You don't need it. Yeah, you don't.
I don't want people to know my. Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, I just don't want, people you're talking to drunk at night, before you go to bed and swapping weird pictures with to suddenly show up at your comedy show or take one of your courses. You know what I'm saying? Oh, really? Oh, I recognize you now. That happened to you. Yeah. I was the Haitian dad, remember? We did the whole... I'm sorry. I got the Okay. That's crazy that happened.
Your students, do you tell them you do comedy?
Oh, yeah.
I have to. You don't mind? Or?
No, I tell them all, yeah. I mean, I love telling them. I mean, they got to know. And a lot of them take my class because they know that I'm kind of like funny a little bit.
Good ratings. They got the apps where they
do. They have Rate My Professor, which I have the highest ratings on. But the problem with Rate My Professor is it's also not good because it says, oh my God, he's so funny, he's so easy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I don't want
they out you.
Yeah, they out me as like being too, so as a professor, I'm also a professor, right? So I don't want to be seemingly too cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then they're like, yo, what are you doing over here?
Yeah, easy, yeah.
You got tenure?
Even though I am easy.
You got tenure and stuff from university? How does that work?
No, it's very hard to get tenure. In the state of Florida right now, it's even harder to get. And
really?
Yes. The government here is... it's just harder to get that at this time in the state of Florida, yeah. I'm also not a full-time professor. Technically, I teach over 5 classes, but I'm adjunct in sociology. So if and when I get that position, I'm waiting for my department for one of those positions open. It takes a very long time. Very long time.
It's no joke. You got to really wait.
Yes. I'm almost there.
Oh, there you go.
But it's tenure is hard to get. But yeah, that's my goal someday, maybe.
Freddie, we did 2 hours.
2 hours.
6 minutes.
Oh my God, it feels like 4.
Did like?
I'm just kidding.
That's with this heat. Yo,
I'm kidding, my man. You're
thank
the
you
best.
so much for coming on the
No,
podcast.
dude,
I really
holy
appreciate
shit.
you, man.
No, I love you, man. Thanks
gotta-
for putting up with all my stupid jokes.
No, you
Jai
kidding me?
Lai, thank you.
I got the whole, listen, I got you. I want to get all the guys that I saw the first night at
Oh, well, that's a good one. Yeah, I want to. Oh man, those. If you could get them, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
By the way, Ricky, so those guys, like Ricky started in Miami before me. Like he's old school. He
it
can
is.
tell you what I was telling you. There weren't that many open mics back then, you know? And he
my
was
gosh.
before, like, way before me.
We're gonna
you
go
know?
back. We're just gonna do a timeline of Miami
and,
comedy.
And Clyde was Gene. Gene also, he's like, you know, those two are like, woof.
yeah,
Happy
hell
birthday,
yeah.
happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
happy birthday.
Let's go.